Hello, welcome back.
Hey.
As you may notice, some things have changed. Cade's camera is now grayed out with Anna's thing, nothing else.
Yeah. AJ got a haircut.
AJ did canonically get a haircut. Last we left off, the party made their way to a nice little village, little city by the name of Yundav, place where a nice festival was happening. It was all fun and games for a while, until things started to take a turn for the sinister. Anna was attempting to rob a tome of all magic from the grave of a fallen hero named Liber. An old god appeared before Anna, trying to beseech her to go down a different path, to be shown a different way where she could perhaps alter fate herself. She chose not to. Breaking the seal on the grave, breaking ground, the arcane glyphs and wards were set off to alert Aura of the presence of someone trying to break into the graves. Very quickly, Rainier was banished, and if you want to know what happened there, it's on the Patreon. For 3 years to the Feywild, and Anna was feeble-minded, brought to Aura's tower to perhaps answer questions, shed light. Ultimately, it didn't go quite so well, as Aura did not peer into Anna's character and see redemption as a possible means, letting her anger get the best of her at the moment. Anna was immolated and sent back to Osiris. The party was banished from the kingdom of Randrim, making their way to Yundav. That's where we left off, as the party was making their way throughout. I think we did the first 2-ish days as you had some conversations. On the evening of the 21st, since no one said it last time, there is a quiet moment that night where, tucking herself into bed with a nice warm cup of tea and a plate of orange slices, Iseldis Briar sets down to wait for another dream from her daughter at the end of every week. That will never come.
Oh no.
You continue your journey to Yundav. You have about 3 days full, 3 days full of travel, excuse me, before you make it there. It's quiet, it's somber. Ricassa, you know the Festival of Flashes was yesterday, but you didn't really feel like it was, or today, I think, 21st?
It was technically the evening that we ended on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So would have you want to have done anything for that?
I would have liked to have Legend Lord, since my connection with Lezephican would have been hopefully a bit stronger that night.
Yeah, so we'll retroactively do that, because I assume, I'm going to say it was on no one's mind to contact Anna's mother that night.
No, that was something I planned.
You did?
I messaged the planning chat to let people know that I was going to do it.
Do you have Anna's? You do have Anna's mother, so perfect. We'll do that. We'll do AJ's Legend Lore first.
For Dream. Yeah.
For Dream, okay. So, Mercastil, you wanted a Legend Lore.
Yeah. So Merc sets out the 4 ivory strips that she has, and as she begins to cast the spell Legend Lore, they begin to expand into A4 size slates that then get bound together, almost like a ring binder, but made out of arcane lightning. She then takes the ashes from incense that had been burning whilst this spell was being cast and smudges them over the slate, and they leave behind almost like a rubbing, leaving behind the text. And she asks, Lord Lezephican, what can you tell me about the Phoenix of Silelia?
So, as the rubbings on the slate start to transform into legible writing, begins to be revealed that the Phoenix of Silelia, perhaps the most important symbol to the Church of the Morning Sun, as it denotes to the High Priestess of her church, should it appear to one of her worshippers. Regardless of if there is one already, the previous would be expected to step down. It is believed that Celelia lost her phoenix in a deal with the Lord of Decay, the father of schemes, for some process for her daughter, so her daughter could continue on her lineage. Phoenix itself is a celestial of immense power that once appeared to Celelia at the very beginning of her ascension. It's said that there was a solar flare from the moment she ascended, and the Phoenix appeared to her at that moment, being the embodiment of the sun of this realm itself. It is the essence of her domain. Here doesn't really say where it currently is, because that's not something within the purview of the Zephyrin's knowledge.
That's still big.
It's very big. It's literally a phoenix that came from the sun itself.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now.
Okay, so later on that evening then, Calicindir, you wanted to cast Dream to Iseldis Briar.
Yes, before that, just imagine when the group's all around. I intend to contact Anna's mother through Dream tonight. If any of you wanted to accompany me, I'd be more than welcome to have you. I don't expect it to be an easy experience, but I think it is an important one for us.
I mean, I definitely would like to, unless anyone else wants to. I don't think you can take one person, right?
No, I allow it to take multiple.
Yeah.
Because why the
We
freak
bend
not?
the rules slightly.
We
Yeah.
bend the rules slightly.
I don't know if it's a good idea for me to go.
Right. That's fair enough.
I think I may
Mikis?
stay out of this as well.
Right. If you're sure.
Thank you for the offer.
That is. Of course. Well, in that case, Rainier, let's do it now then. As Calicindia will cast Dream to contact Anna's mother, making the backdrop of it just be the familiar setting of their home.
Okay. So, that's somewhere off in Ojakira, and his mother sets herself up for a weekly rundown of everything that has happened to Anna. She tucks herself in, wakes up in her familiar bed as the dream comes through. She kind of sits up and looks quite confused to see you both. Where's Anna?
I'm pained to tell you this, but Anna has died.
No, she hasn't. Stop it. This isn't funny.
I'm not the same prankster that she was, so this is not a joke. I'm terribly sorry to have to bring it to you in this way. But it is the most appropriate and personal means that we have available to us.
You can see tears start to well in her eyes as she kind of stands up. She starts like pacing around the house. She's like going through emotions of what you'd like, just like shock. She's like tries to grab a cup from the cupboard, sees they're empty, and she goes, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't put herself in harm's way. She knew I didn't want her to do anything like that. How did it happen? This isn't right.
I was there when it happened. For the decisions that led her that way. She's a very loyal person, and I think you know that she puts the interests of people she loves above everything else, and, well, she did everything she could to get something for a friend. She's very resourceful, very determined, and I don't know if it's any consolation, but she held true to her priorities and her beliefs to bitter end.
She did what she thought was right.
If it's any consolation, she did not have any regrets. At least, none that I could detect.
Isn't right. Where were the rest of you? You're meant to protect each other. Why are you standing and my daughter's gone?
Rest assured, personally, I am looking into the ways to bring her back. I do not consider this matter done. Unfortunately, I'm not a powerful mage, but I give you my word that whatever I can do to get her back, I will. At the moment of her death, we were incredibly outnumbered. And it does not sit well with me that she died. If I can do anything to bring her back, I will.
Much good you all were.
We're very sorry.
I don't care for your apologies. Let me out of this.
As you wish.
You let the spell fade.
Dispelled.
Somewhere off in Oshikar, we're going to have a little bit of a cinematic cutscene as Anna's mother, Iselda, sits up from her chair, from her bed. Tears just stream down her face. Or I'd never contact the bastard again. She pulls out this large ledger. She flips it open, and there's a page. She starts writing. A message that's obscured to the audience, but at the top of the page you can see the first writing says, "To the Moonlit King."
No way. That a throwback. For the audience's sake, who is the Moonlit King?
Moonlit King is a somewhat antagonistic person towards the party from the Quenthian Journey campaign. Started a Feywild civil war against the Queen of Night and Magic.
He's a
He
fucking
lost.
bitch.
An archfey,
Who is basically my patron.
who was
Yes.
Aura's patron, yes.
Yeah, he's not.
Yet.
As we come out of the dream, Rainy will look at Cal and say, personally, I believe she's right. We should have been there for Anna.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think-
that was me to myself.
The chance, the opening we had to do something was before she went to the gravesite, before you went to the gravesite. Afterwards, there was little we could have done. Once we were in there with Aura. That was past the point of us being able to do anything.
I don't believe that's entirely true. I'm not talking about, like, throwing all of our lives away for it, but I had a lot of time in the Feywild to think about things, and although I agree with all of you when you say that I'm not good at detecting human emotion, I'm trying my best now, but I'm still not there. I do feel like the fact that she was alone in that last moment, the fact that no one fought for her or even said goodbyes. I'm not very good at niceties, but I don't think that was very kind.
Suppose not. However, in the circumstances of the moment, it is a bit difficult. I think in the moment we were all a bit shocked. At least most of us were. and it's hard to say what should or shouldn't have been done. I think, looking back on it, there were some other steps we could have taken, but easier to be said now.
Yeah.
I think in the state that Aura was in, I think we were lucky to get away as we did. You included in that, especially.
No point in dwelling on it now. I think right now we have a very clear goal. And
Yes.
I truly don't think the matter is fully settled. I hope that some of you will come around, but I guess time is needed.
The issue with Anna at the moment, as well as if we do find the means to bring her back, it is also whether or not the Nahajad will let her. That is what I'm fearful of. She still has her training to do. There, and as far as I'm aware, it was only on a temporary basis that she was allowed to complete her mission here. But there's a lot of uncertainties, I guess. And I think you're right, though. This is something to keep in mind for the future.
As the evening comes to a close. I sent you that diary. I meant to send it to you yesterday when I was doing some writing, but
Yeah,
Better
like
than
the sneak attack as I'm trying to stay in character. Oh yeah, this by the way.
no, I will expand on it more. But that is your base buddies when you were in the clink.
Okay, I'll ask some questions later, but thank you.
Yeah. So, is there anything else anyone would like to do this evening?
How many days do we have until Yunda?
3 more days.
3 more days. Okay. I will definitely. I don't know if that's something we can do. Like we don't have any guides, so I suppose I'm taking the survival to lead us there. But I definitely want to try and detect if in the world we have anyone like actively watching us or like observing our presence, because we know from Zamani that the road is like sentient, but I want to see if anyone is actually like following our steps. You know?
Also, we know that we're following a road. So
There is a pathway. Road in the loosest sense of the term, because the world would not allow a road to be built. But there's like signposts of druids and like trees woven to make a semi-regular path. But even throughout, like, you know, when you wake up the next day, sometimes the road shifts behind you, away from you. I will say, for something you kind of perhaps unsettles you a little bit, across your entire travel so far, you've yet to come across any water source, any wildlife that is, you know, huntable, or berries or fruits or roots that are edible. It appears that the woad is not being extremely aggressive to you, but it's being quite inhospitable.
Passive aggressive,
Yeah.
It's
Wonder which one of us is causing that.
a little petty.
Probably the tieflings.
Probably.
Damn
No.
tieflings.
Oh, I reckon it's the world below outsider.
no. There is
I
the
was
woad
gonna
in the
say,
world below.
I think it's gotta be because
Yeah.
of the this
Yeah.
scientific method pursuing Atrocity's father figure.
No, that can't be it.
Or perhaps attacking one of the woad's biggest protectors.
No, listen, let's keep bygones.
Slander.
be
Keep going.
Yeah, absolutely slanderous.
I reckon it's racist.
Oh,
Well,
you
do
always-
No,
reckon
Merc
that.
says that, and a little fucking apple just props from a tree into her hands.
it feels bad. Let's call it
Uh,
racist again.
No, so Rainier, give me a perception check as you're trying to look for anything that's watching you.
Thank God I had time as you had this monologue to actually open Roll20.
I thank the woad and put the apple on the ground.
Oh, that's pretty good. Hold on, with my perception,
You're throwing the
Um,
apple away. I will take that.
22.
22. Okay, Zamani, you pick up the apple, and Rainer, as you roll 22, you start looking out. The trees above rustle as if something is heavy within the boughs of the branches, moving throughout, perhaps protectors, perhaps watchers. There's something very clearly keeping an eye on you. You feel the roots beneath your feet almost pull away and recoil from your steps as you walk forward, like closing the path interwoven behind you.
Mhm.
From your kind of your time in nature, your time with weird nature specifically, definitely feels akin to being hunted.
Mhm. Stalked, more like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I will like nonchalantly bring it up on the next like rest stop, just so everyone knows not to do too much magic to like not to set them off in any way. But yeah.
Does anyone in the party? So, Marquez, actually, what's your armor made out of?
Fucking, I think it's chain.
Oof.
Scale mail.
Scale mail. Is that metallic?
I
think it
do
is.
have a
Yeah.
mace that has
Yeah, scale
metal
mail is-
parts to it.
So anyone who has anything non-magical metal, it is starting to slowly rust. If it's armor, you have a -1 to your AC. If it's weapons, it is a -1 to its roll to hit.
Oh damn.
Wonderful. That shit was a present. I'm sad.
Hey, should have
hey,
sucked on
you
some of
got
these
an
magical
apple?
oils.
But now I have an apple. So.
We
Yeah,
weren't told
somebody
about
best
that.
fucking apple of your life.
Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you.
Juiciest apple.
I take
We-
a bite
we
and
were
I
told
offer it
not
back
to-
to Merc. I'm like, you should try this.
Okay. We were told to be respectful of the woad. I suppose it is a gift, so crunch.
Yeah.
I will say, when it goes to the Zamani's hand, it is a deep crimson red apple, and goes to Mercs, it's a bright green apple. Will
Ooh.
shift.
That's fun. It's
Nice.
like a mood ring, but an apple.
Does it still taste good? Like, is it a good Granny Smith?
Yeah, best fucking apple of your life.
Yeah.
I just
Thanks, Woad.
out of curiosity, I'll poke the apple and see what color it will become.
It turns to mulch under Rainer's finger.
Nice.
All right, pass it here. Pass it here. I want to test it.
was gonna eat
It's
that.
gone. Well,
Okay.
it's gone back to the world now. That's important, isn't
I
it?
think
Nature-wise.
it's a little judgy from the world because I'm the most naturey person here.
I
But
think that
okay.
you should stop judging the woad for judging you and just be happy that we haven't been outright attacked at this point.
Okay.
I think we're grateful for the woad's kindness so far.
Yeah, thanks for the mulch. Best mulch in my life.
This is what I get for
Bless
sharing
you.
my apple. It
Thank you for sharing the apples, Amani.
was a mistake, but you're welcome.
Making your way. The next night, you all bed down. One moment. For a peaceful night's rest.
Noise.
Nice.
Is there any
I
conversations?
think
that
this
wish
is
to be
what
had?
we say when our like watch comes up without any conflict. We just noise and go to sleep.
Noise.
I guess I don't know how to approach this because we had to end it on a really like start kind of a thing. But Zabani and Rainer were kind of in the middle of a conversation where for people who might have missed it and didn't catch up from last time, Rainer was talking about the dedication to her friends, and Zamani was like ended up saying, I know, I've been there before and it was the worst decision of my life. I'll explain to you why if you want to know. And that kind of ended that. So at this point, Zamani is just waiting for Rainier to be like, okay, I want to know.
I think we've
Just so
decided
that
to
you
put
know.
that into like a tavern in Yundav when we have
Okay.
like a safe evening.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted to do it here since we had a few more nights than I remembered us having, or if you wanted to wait until we were in an actual tavern.
Tavern.
Okay.
That's the name.
Yeah.
It's not. You guys have been there before. You know it's not.
Oh yeah,
Merc will
you know
go to-
exactly where Zamani's staying. I don't give a shit how broke you bitches are. You know where
Yeah.
she's staying.
Oh yeah, the,
Oh yeah,
the
100%,
Lux.
100%.
Oh, I hope that fucking
Towns of
tavern owner
Audio
is
Street.
still there. He was such an ass. I love him.
No, it's a point. He would be dead, but
No,
the
If you
elf will
tuned
still be
into the
there.
road, if you tuned into the stream last night, you would know who's now running the canopy.
Now that's a lie. I tuned in and you didn't tell me shit. You just dumped me.
Everyone went quiet when you joined. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That's what happens when any of the players join.
It's a quick no snitches moment.
Merc would like to have a chat with Cal, if that were possible.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now Cal runs away.
He just full
of
on
course.
sprints into the woods.
Never to be seen again because he went off track. Rip bozo.
Don't quite know how to put this, Cal.
Alright.
But if I'm going to do this whole become the head of all four churches thing, and that brings quite a lot of responsibility. And so I was wondering if you would, when we have some more time, be able to teach me the way of dancing around a court as you so wonderfully do with politics and such. I need to be a bit more mature.
Alright. That is, I must admit, that is not what I was expecting, considering everything else that's been going on, but absolutely, Nicosia. Once we're in a bit of a more secure and better location than this, I'll absolutely be more than happy to.
Thank you.
Is there anything in particular, or just in general, building up your knowledge? And...
I had some very, very, very brief lessons when I was, dating Kiana and stuff, but I didn't pay attention to that shit.
Right.
So probably starting from scratch-ish.
Right.
Yeah.
There you are. Absolutely, I can definitely do that.
Thank you.
And when we arrive in Errol Keep, the next court session I hold there, might be some good experience for you trying to mingle, play the game, so
Well
it
done.
is.
Sure. Why not? Thank you. And yeah.
Of course. How are you feeling about that, by the way? Your renewed quest. If that is how you see it.
So far, so good, I think. Sure, it's a daunting task, but if I wasn't up to it, I don't think it would have been an option.
Good point. And about the whole... what Valor was saying to you about what they kept hidden.
Kind of sick of people manipulating me. Just want to, Sure, this prophecy may be a path that is set before me, but I want to make my own way to that. I want to make my own journey through Quenthos to get here.
Yeah, I think that is a noble way to look at it. Prophecies and anything of that sort, from my experience, are rarely set in stone. Usually they're open to how you go about achieving them or walking down that path. I think it's admirable that you want to do it in your own way, on your own terms.
I'd be grateful for all of your help. Everyone's help.
Us. And I think we'll help you however we can. But I think, first things first, one of the most important things that we can do is trying to get you back in Burton. To get your exile lifted.
Yeah, I think that's also partially the whole court training with you will be helping me to form the apology and earn my way back in.
Perfect. Well, I think probably be a while before we can get started on that properly, but I'll keep that in mind. I'll start drawing up some plans and thinking of how best to approach it.
Thank you.
As the next day comes, you set out on your journey again. Only 2 days left before you get to Yundav. Mercastiel, regardless of perception roll state, you notice that within the canopy there is people moving throughout it. Perhaps rangers, perhaps hunters, or perhaps people from Yundav watching your movement.
Merkel just like, during the, whenever she's towards the back of the group sort of thing and she notices these rangers, she'll just be like, and then keep going. Just to be like, yeah, I see you, I'm not going to do anything about it. Let's go.
They don't acknowledge it, they just follow you throughout your journey.
Cool. I feel like it's a change of
It is now.
cleric for me soon. Yeah.
You only have 2 options, so if you were one, you're now the other.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to confirm that date.
Options dwindling.
They'll be undwindling soon. What's the opposite of dwindling? Growing. Dwindling.
Dwindling. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Undwindling. Yep.
I'm about to dwindle all over this place.
Mercastiel the Undwindled. That will be her name. Her
What a
title.
title.
Honestly, just better than unkindled.
I'd say... yeah, I'll roll for this.
Oh.
Very low. Towards the end of your evening, there's a very intentional snap of a branch as someone is rapidly making their way down through the branches. As dismounting from the trees is a very lithe, piney woman, very much so a stark contrast to some you've seen before, where the barky skin is vibrant. There is a luscious, almost autumnal ombre effect of leaves going down throughout her cloak. She has a bow, an arrow knocked in her bow. She jumps down. You're all welcome to the road, but if you're traveling to Yundav, you should probably pick up your pace. The forest itself seems to be readying trials for you.
Oh. Thank you for warning us about that. Are we heading in the right direction at the very least?
You are. You're within the watch post vicinity, anyway.
Right. How long do we have before we reach Yundav?
About 2 days. You should be careful and be quick. What's tracking you is not something you want to be tracked by.
Can
Ah,
we
so
know
something
what we're
else
being
except
tracked
you.
by?
It's not up to me to decide if the road sees you worthy.
Very well.
Understandable.
We thank you for your warning.
I don't know what you all did, but you should be careful.
We
Question:
will.
If
we go without rest for one night, what are the things
chances
that-
of so you'd be able to get another day's travel. You basically be able to get 2 days travel in one day, but you would risk exhaustion at the end of every 24 hours without sleep.
So we would, when we reach Yundav, we would roll for exhaustion. Yeah.
So you've 2 full days left from your current state. If you did slept tonight and then did the next full 24 hours without a roll, you would get there.
Okay. What do you guys think?
I think we
Alright.
should take this advice and push it.
I agree.
Even if we get exhausted by the end, we're going to be in the safety of the city.
I think it's better than facing whatever is behind us.
Will we be safe once we reach Yundav? Or will we still be hunted once we leave Yundav again?
When you leave Yundav again, the woad will choose to hunt you if it sees fit.
Right.
Okay. Very well.
Right. Well, thank you for that.
Question. While we're talking to this lady, so I have quite a bit of socializing experience with a piney. Do I understand if there's any like gestures of politeness that are like common in the world?
Well, you know they're pretty like druidic in nature. Just like deep respect. Like these people are probably also watching you to decide if they want to kill you. So just being very respectful. Like think of this as like a camping trip where even the trees are watching you. Don't leave any, respect your area. It's like it's very much so like. But for Pineys themselves, I believe your interaction with Piney is someone who was no longer native to the boat.
Yes, she left.
So, so she would have abandoned any sort of heritages being in exile.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Should you make it there? I wish you luck at the very least. It's always grim when you're hunted like this.
Is there anyone we should speak to when we enter Yundav that should know of our presence or anything? Is there any decorum?
Trust in this. When you enter Yundav, you will be brought to the Elder's Court. If it is your first time, you'll be assigned an ambassador to guide you throughout the city.
Right.
Hey, so next roll will be at advantage for a player. Thanks, Kyle. Very cool.
Ooh, thank you.
Nice.
Hey, Kyle.
And she goes,
should not attack them.
if you at least show respect to the elder Sinessus, as she then puts her foot, like, digs it into the soil, and you see, like, a vine just starts, like, lifting her up off the ground. Either it's coming from her boots or it's coming from the ground. You're not sure which, but she just up into a tree.
Nice.
That's a flex.
Not bad.
Anyway.
So, you can choose to sleep for tonight as the watch. There will be... Basically, if you were to sleep, you'd have 2 checks a day for this encounter. So you can have 1 tonight and then 1 tomorrow throughout this, or you can have basically 4 checks coming through. So, as you sleep tonight, getting ready to camp. Oh, that was close. It's getting closer, Rainer. You're hearing, and Merc, you can hear this too at your perception. Whatever it is, there's this low rumble of a growl as it gets to the trees. You hear, like, almost intentional, like the heavy scrape of like claws on wood as it's just perhaps trying to psych the prey out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it has...
My hunting knowledge of monsters, do I have any idea what it is?
You've never hunted in the Feywild, not the Feywild, in the Woad. So I would say the check would be a nature check with your proficiency would not be possible to figure out what this could be.
Okay.
I will start of the day, since we can tell that it's definitely coming closer. Merc will do Death Ward on Zamani.
Thank you.
That will supersede Calicinder's book, Death Ward.
Yes.
Yep.
And we double time it. We just go for
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Double time.
Okay.
Slightly with a chance of meatballs cop.
As you start moving as fast as you can throughout this, trying to follow the path, also there's a slight chance you could get lost throughout this as you're trying to go quick, not following paths that well. Rainer, can you give me a survival check?
Okay.
And can you give me a perception check just to see the beast that's hunting you from behind?
Because I'm moving quicker, would that just be a straight roll because my cloak gives me advantage? Cool.
Survival 21.
Okay, you stick to the path.
Oh.
And advantage, Rainier. The first roll should have been an advantage from Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Perception fucking a million. I rolled natural 18. That's
it's worse for me. So 21.
33.
So, Mercastiel, you see up in the... Because I would say at this point you're getting deep into the boat. The trees themselves are getting about 300, 400, 500, 600 feet tall. And the branches around, you see this large, much larger than what you assume is natural, tiger-like creature with these long, leathery, stretched-out wings, dripping like this bile from its fangs, long ears and horns curling back. Just the wings take off. It gets to another tree.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, we don't want to fight this. Let's go. Whatever it is.
Noted. Noted.
Holy shit.
Must go faster. Must go faster.
It looks amazing, but terrifying.
I will show
Totally.
you what it is for the fun of it.
I'm
Marcus.
excited. I love a good cat.
I don't think it's a good cat.
I
I
think
just
It's
don't
a
think it's a
great
good
cat.
cat.
Thank you very
I
much.
think it's a fucking
Feathered
cat.
dragon.
Oh shit.
Oh,
That looks badass. Holy
That's fucking
shit.
sick.
I
is
will.
that a tome of beasts, motherfucker?
It is.
That's
I will.
very good.
I will post the image in the Discord. So if you're in the Discord,
It's tough.
very cool.
Like all
Which
of us players.
everyone
Honestly,
is now
who is
is.
not in the Discord in
In
2023?
the
Come
archive.
on now.
Took some people's a while to get in there.
It's okay.
What?
I let you off the hook this once, Jen.
But
Okay.
you do make it, very quick. As you start making your way there, there's already, you see these people in like almost like armor that looks like it's made of this like deeply polished and like varnished wood. Like there's almost a shine off of it. Nothing appears to be metal, even their weapons, as they immediately put out these long swords made of wood, and they go, hold it there. As one of them is a piney standing about 5'10", not too tall for well, actually quite tall for a piney, and one is Alice said, a bottom half of a deer, the top half of a sort of elvish like, and both of them sort of look very warily at you.
I dropped my weapon.
What is your business in Yundav?
We wish to seek passage through Yundav to Lake Heathspire.
Perhaps that will be allowed. This is your first time in Yundav, I assume.
I think for all of us, at least for myself, but I assume for all of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is customary to relinquish your weapons. We'll bring you to the Elders' Court for their decision.
Everyone.
Of course.
On the focus as well, as Merc very slowly moves her hands to her necklace to take it off.
How does that work to me?
Well, you just don't have a... so you're like, I don't have a weapon on me.
But that's
I'm
quite.
harmless.
I mean, technically, I do. I can give them the whatever shit daggers I'm holding on to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm gonna give them my crossbow because,
Yeah.
sure, it's a
You just
gesture.
deploy yourself in front
Yeah,
of
it
them.
is far more a gesture. They are aware people have other things, but it's more... So,
Okay.
you get brought through. I have to play some music that you guys haven't heard in over a year now.
The
soundtrack-
nostalgia.
Assuming that they said yes to taking off my focus as well.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
All right, what spells can I do without a focus? I'm kidding.
you get brought through these beautiful city of these large trees, almost 800 foot tall, about 200 foot in diameter, almost hollowed out, but the tree doesn't appear to be cut. It's molded by druid crafts. Brought through, there's few buildings made of stone and wood that sit along the pathways. You're brought through to this large, dome-like structure made of, what appears to be hand-woven, branches all together. Inside there's about 15 odd people, all conversing. One of them raises their hand. You see before you a very beautiful piney man with hair the colour of autumn leaves and maple bark skin, with sparks of orange thread, almost as if there's a crackle of fire beneath his skin. His eyes a stark contrast to that. A brilliant blue ocean across. His clothes with loose symbology of flames. Practical. He raises the hand. Well, welcome all. We rarely get non-merchant visitors. Let me introduce you to all. I am Synessus, Knight of Brimstone and Elder of Yundav. What brings you all to our city? He looks about mid-40s, by the way. Which, for a druid, he is an archdruid. He is timeless at this stage.
Yeah, he's ancient. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
We met
just
him last
passing
campaign
through.
when he was a young
Yeah.
and little guy new
Up
at
and
his
coming.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
we're
passing
passing-
through. Headed
Ambition.
to Lake Heathspire.
Yes.
You guys are both pretty. You can take turns being in charge.
Thanks, Amani.
You're welcome.
Well, it is odd we get non-merchants travelling through the pathways. You're passing through for Lake Hetzby. That is a dangerous trip. Do you have a boat secured?
Not yet, but we know that Yunda has a port. We're hoping to see if there's anyone traveling across that we could secure passage with.
Well, there's a few boats docked right now. Gods, I think you can give them their weapons back now that they're here. I don't think there's much they could do that could surprise me.
Thank you.
Very much.
I can arrange a few conversations for some of the dockmasters. I'm not sure if you're aware of our customs or how things really work within the city. We don't really use... I suppose the biggest stark contrast to visitors is your coin will be fairly useless here. It is a trade system within the city. We care little for money. There is a few places that accept it. Some of the inns, if you so wish, but the more upscale ones. We have many facilities within the city. It's asked that you just be respectful. There's a few very nice places to stay within the city. We have perhaps some of the best spa life within Quentus, I hear, in the Valyrium canopy. But for the sake of your ambassador, we do need to know where you'll be staying before we really let you around. There is the Twisted Knot Inn. It's within the bottom branches of some of the larger trees.
Right.
It's a very, very nice place. A lot of pillows for me, personally. It's an Alised predominantly area. Other than that, you have the Vefelian Vale. It's if you like nightlife, I suppose there's live music there for you. Or there is the Valyrium Canopy, which would be the most expensive place within the city, but it is, I am told, very nice.
You said spa. Would that be the
Yes.
canopy? That's very nice.
That would be the canopy. I believe
I will be staying there.
Very good.
I will be staying there as well.
That's all I.
Same.
Okay. Well, that's good because we don't actually. A couple decades ago, we had a couple groups come through that wanted to split, and we don't really allow that anymore. So it's good that you all chose to stay in the same place.
Sounds like a pain to have to manage that.
That was our
Multiple
group, by the way.
ambassadors. Multiple ambassadors and keeping tabs on
Yes.
them all.
Well, look, they were weird, but I perhaps made my best friend in there. So careful what you say.
Oh.
What do you require of us to be in this
Well,
city?
respect the city you're in. Do not cause trouble because you are in the capital for druidic magic within Quentus. So there's a lot of people that would just turn you into a very nice botanical arrangement if you do decide to fuck around and
Glad to
find
know.
out.
Oh,
No depression.
did we forget to roll for exhaustion, by the way?
Please roll that now.
It's a con save, yeah?
Con save. Pretty easy DC 10 to begin with.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm
that's-
fine.
that's
I
better.
passed.
Natural 18 again. I'm good. Being druids, I would hate to presume, but are any among your number followers of Zagolia or Nemevana?
There has been some who have paid reverence to Zagodi in recent years, but you must understand, Yundav predates the ascension of gods, so a lot of us follow the worship of the world.
Does that mean that... Should I be concerned being a cleric here at all? Is that a negative thing to be?
No, unless you're really going around trying to convert people, I don't see why it would be an issue. We respect
Okay,
the faiths,
good.
but we do not have any established churches that I am aware of.
Good. I've heard tales about other places being rather rude towards people of faith.
We pay worship to the word, as it is the very thing that allowed ascension to happen in the first place. It was a gift, like all things. So the word supersedes all. It is older than the rest. So Cal's like biting his tongue, like fuck.
Fuck over here.
He kind of speaks to someone off. If you would wait out in the foyer, please, we'll get you an ambassador sorted.
Thank you. It's Anetis?
Oh, sorry, very rude of me. I don't know all of your names. That's what it's.
Right.
That's what
I'm-
Merc was asking when she said, "What do you want of us?"
Oh,
Yeah.
Your ID,
I'm-
please.
yeah.
Mhm.
I am Calicindia Thalcausia.
Mercastiel Galanus.
Rainier.
I'm Zamani Mara.
Pleasure to meet you all. Now, please, wait out there. We will send someone to you shortly.
Thank you.
As you all head out, kind of guards strewn around. There's a couple elders that walk out. There's a few other older-looking druids, which a lot of the Elders Court does seem to be comprised of these druids. And a couple of people in the very varnished wood that you saw, the armor that's like almost molded to their body perfectly. And they make their way out, and there's a very tall, very buff Piney who comes over to you all. Well, it's please don't make trouble in the city. I'd hate to have to deal with you all. As he's got like this deep redwood skin, the bark, the head shave, but like this almost like looks like wood burning tattoos all throughout him.
I think we would hate that as well, to be honest with you. I think we fully intended for it to be a peaceful visit. But
Maybe
thank
we
you.
know your
Zamani-
name.
Zamani.
Oh, no.
Zamani is frozen.
Oh, no.
That's what Zamani is.
She's
Zamani is
frozen.
frozen
She's
That's
because
Zamani's
she's-
frozen. Yeah.
That is
that's
such a
fine.
flirty
I wanted
little
to
smile.
flirt.
You can flirt.
We get
I
that.
wanted to
Zoom
flirt
said
and I
no.
lost fucking
Zoom
internet.
cock blocked you. Yeah.
Bonk. Yeah.
Damn it. But Zamani gives him a very deliberate look up and down and goes, "Oh, trouble in the city? No. Trouble with you? Maybe just a little."
I don't think my wife would like if I got into trouble, but I appreciate the
It's
glance.
unlucky for me. Thank you.
And lucky for her.
Please, as he kind of gestures over and introduces this like shorter looking piney guy, still like in a similar armor. This is Zante. He will be your ambassador for your time here.
Right. Pleasure's auntie.
It's a pleasure to meet you all. As he's a far more like deep green. There's like almost like foliage, like very much so floral patterns on the bark of his skin, very similar to like lilies that are just like crawling down his arms. He's a little slimmer, but he's got like a very like lean cut to him.
Zamani's like, another target acquired.
I just messaged Raffing like not Zamani for distracting herself with pretty things.
AJ second one is correct. So I'm told you're all going to the canopy. That's very good. I'll show you the way. I hope you're not afraid of heights.
Not at all.
The heights are afraid of us.
Nothing I've really experienced so far, so this would be interesting.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to see if Merc is afraid of heights because I honestly don't know.
What would you be rolling for this?
Yeah, what
If
are you
she
gonna
got a
roll?
nat 20, she's not afraid of heights. Just a D20.
Oh.
She's fine.
no.
She's allergic to heights. That's worse.
I suppose it's quite the walk if you're. Yeah, we'll just bring you the regular way. As he starts walking these like winding like wooden bridges that are brought up around the side of trees and these large bridgeways of like vines that are just woven across. As it gets, the wind appears to be blocked from all the trees kind of coming that surround Yundav. But as you get higher up, it does just by the innate height of it starts to get windier. As you get maybe 900 foot up off the ground, and you can see on the tallest tree now the entire view of the woad across. There's very few trees, bar maybe one that's barely on the horizon that sticks out above the horizon. The lake itself, beautiful and stretching with these little bits of landmass that you can just see just on the horizon, as there's one tree left up above you. The Valerium canopy. Yeah. Best view, I'm told, in the realm.
Anything this high up has to have a beautiful view.
As he gestures in, and whatever sort of innate you see like is like woven ring of his, he lifts a hand and the wood on the tree itself just zippers open. Please.
Wow. Thank you.
Dude,
As
Zamani,
you-
she just wants to go fly diving. She just wants to fucking jump off and just fucking dive. Dude,
Just yeet
it's
herself
so
off.
fun.
Now this day of the morning, you do see that there is like griffins out there, people atop these beautiful mounts that are like patrolling the skies, waiting for people to move around.
Full.
This place is amazing. This is wonderful. Getting around here would be so easy.
For you, maybe. For me,
For
it's
you?
quite nightmarish,
What?
but...
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about you. You fucking stuck to the ground like little ants.
Cal, at least
As
you
a-
have teleportation magic. Like, what?
That's fair.
As Zante kind of just gives a
Who's-
chuckle as he ushers you all inside. As soon as you get in, the temperature, it's much warmer. It's like this like ethereal music where you can't see it, but Merc can see on the ethereal realm. You do see there's like these fey-like creatures that are playing harps on the ethereal realm as the music kind of reverberates through to the prime material. There's a very, very nice looking Piney sitting at the desk. She kind of stands up. She's got this like hues of yellow in her hair, this like nice oak bark skin. Welcome all to the Valerium canopy. May your stay be pleasant. How many rooms are we looking for? It is 10 gold per person regardless. Everything is included in your stay. If I assume you're not bringing trade goods, as please take no offense, you do not look like natives.
No.
Quite accurate, and that's...
Everything is included, including treatments if you should wish to avail of them. The hot springs, I'm told, are lovely this time of night and day. This time of year, the druids work extra hard to keep the temperatures correct.
I think we'll
Thank
take
you. Bring in a tree.
a room each.
How many people per room?
That depends. We have couple suites, we have single suites. The size is dependent on the amount you wish to have. It's, again, the rooms do not cost extra. It's charged by person.
Do you have the type of setup with like rooms connected to a common room?
I believe we can have that arranged if you so wish.
That would be lovely.
How many rooms would you like in this? 4 and a common room? Or?
Yes, please.
Sure. As she runs her hands along the bark of her desk, you see words appearing and then sinking into the wood, and it almost like the letters themselves ripple across the floor in the bark and the wood, making their way to druids. As you hear like the creak of wood, and you feel the tree shift a little bit as rooms are arranged for you.
Beautiful magic.
Nice.
Is this your establishment?
This is not my establishment. I just work the desk.
Right.
If you so wish to speak to the owner, I can arrange a dinner with Pakira.
Pakira. Perhaps.
It is customary
they're
while
not
within
busy.
the canopy, as she runs her hand along the walls, the wood itself opens out this beautiful lacquered cabinet, and it opens. What size robe does everybody wear? As we don't. Oh, perfect. So she pulls out the loser robe.
Yeah, really good.
It is customary you can't carry armor or weapons around with you, but jewelry is encouraged.
Will my armor continue to deteriorate while in Yundav? I noticed it did in Woad.
Well, we have various oils and tallows that can be applied to that to reverse that, if you leave it with the desk.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And how many nights should you all be staying for?
I think
What are we
2 nights to play it safe, just in case.
Well, let's contact our buddy today
Mhm.
and see if we need to stay more than one. We'll pay tomorrow, I think.
Is it possible to book a night for one and then extend our stay tomorrow if we need?
You can, but it just generally, if you book more in advance, a discounted rate can be applied. But if you wish to pay by night, it would be, since there are 4 of you, 40 gold a night.
Yeah, we're not sure how long we will be staying, so I think it would be best to pay for tonight, and then if we need to stay a bit longer, then we can remedy that.
Excellent. Well,
Okay.
we can do it at the nightly rate then. So that would be 40 gold, if you could.
I paid my
Merkel, Merc will pay her 10, but she'll also give another 10 as a tip for...
a tip of a 10 gold.
A tip.
Well,
For a
because
place like
technically
this-
we're
for a
getting
place like
we're
this.
getting 5 rooms.
I would like to say, sheesh!
In character, Zamani just does that. Yeah.
Sheesh! No, that was me.
Also, I just thank you for the compliment,
That was
chat. I'm very ready to just break to talk about it, but
Delectable, huh? Wow.
Delectable. Damn.
Wow, scrumptious even.
Please now,
So-
everybody, make the customary fuckboy face. Thank you.
Ha, DMing
I
without me?
hate it.
Ha.
I hate it.
so as you make your way, there's a I assume you give your names, and as you start walking the hallways, it's a very cylindrical, so it's a lot of walking around, and each of your names, whoever would have given it first, you see your name appear on the wall and then starts moving, and you just follow it, and then you get to an area where you feel like this is unusual, and your name falls off the wall and hits the ground, and blooming up forward is a door that opens inwards.
Nice.
Now this place does service right.
I love Druid magic.
Only clerics could do that.
Okay, I feel like before we relax for the night, we should probably contact
The morning you got here in the all
Yeah.
night, so you'd arrived here 7 a.m. walking through, and you're tired.
Yes. Let's
Before we pass
contact-
out,
Let's contact Joranvir, get that over with, so I can sink in a spa for a little bit.
Yes.
Please.
I will sleep in a bath today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Poor Cade.
No, we're getting there. We're
I
getting there.
know. I just thought it
Let's
was.
pull
no,
up the
we're not
mirror.
going to tell. We're not going to tell Joranvir that Anna's not there.
Actually,
we're just saying,
you know
yeah,
what?
we're here.
You know what? Fuck it. We deserve a day. Let's leave Joranvir for tomorrow.
Kate is like,
Hey,
okay,
all
guess
right.
I'll die.
No.
For the
Let's
viewers,
do that
Cade
now.
is raging.
Kate's
Right,
throwing
let's-
hands in the Zoom call.
Let's pull out the mirror.
Oh, yeah. So Zamani pulls out the mirror and presses the call button. I don't know.
We speak to
Says
command.
Joran.
Starts the
Review.
Zoom meeting with Jordan.
Says your baby, you up?
There's a
No.
response pulling out the very nice hand mirror. The money. What is it?
We've reached you.
How can I
now.
help you? Oh, you have. That's all a little quicker than I expected, but it's okay.
We
What's
have to
with your
rush through the
voice?
Are you alright, Joranvir?
I'm good, thank you.
You're not, but you can
Do you
keep
have
that
a
to yourself
cold?
if you want.
I've been experimenting with a few things, so
Alright. There is a little bit of bad news. Joravia, we did lose Anna.
That's unfortunate.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's an understatement.
it is. It will make going forward a bit more difficult for us.
It is one less than I would have wished, but I am bringing backup.
All right.
And when will you be bringing back up? Are you showing up
Well,
today, tomorrow?
I will arrive tomorrow. I need to go collect somebody if we're doing this now.
Right.
Do
Do
you
you need
trust
us
them?
to do anything? They've mentioned us securing a boat. Is that something that you already have that you need, or do we need to take care of that?
I have a contact within Yundav who I've arranged movement with. You should be looking for a man in the Valyrium canopy by the name of Roland.
No.
Ah, fuck my life,
Yes,
you piece
yes.
of
No.
shit.
Yes.
He's probably gonna hate tieflings as well, you dick.
He's gonna love Cal.
Listen,
This is
he's
be
gonna
terrible.
hate everyone who doesn't have the money, okay? Like, he doesn't care about your race. Are you rich, though?
Good thing
You know?
Merc's
We
minted.
met this guy last campaign for chat, just to let you know he's an absolute snobby rich asshole who doesn't really understand the world, but kind of does. But it's been 70 years, so maybe he's grown a little bit. Let's be charitable.
Nope. I don't think
Anyways.
it.
He
He's
was
worse
already
than
full,
Ricklia.
he was grown.
Okay,
Have you
so
noticed?
just because you're
Ricklia.
grown doesn't mean you can't become less ignorant and problematic.
Yes, he's gotten even more money. He's gotten, and with that extra money, he's become a better person.
Yeah. He's even more detached from society, you know?
He started to
Ludwig
devote
was
to
not
donate
on
to
it when he
charities,
said
you know?
more money, better person.
Yeah. He started up some
Okay,
okay, charities
like,
around the
just
place.
saying.
He's getting better.
Okay,
Anyway.
so Joranvir, today, tomorrow, when are we supposed to expect you?
Tomorrow, I can be there. This time tomorrow. I have to go get a friend, and I honestly, well done. I was expecting you all to take a little longer to get there.
To be fair, we had to rush to get through the wood. We were being hunted by something, so.
Big cat thing with leathery wings, big tiger looking. Kind of scary.
The fellow dragons do not try and fight that.
Fellow
Fellow
dragon.
A dragon? The cat was a dragon.
It's draconic tiger
A
of the word.
dragon.
That's terrifying.
Understandable.
Should be safe within the city. That does pose. Hopefully not. I hear they don't like water. We should be fine when we're on the lake.
Good.
The cats don't.
Good.
Well, see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. See, puts the mirror away and the spell vanishes from it.
Takes a second to hang up.
Samani claims the room, comes out in a robe and goes, I don't know where the spa is, but I'm going there.
Oh, fair
So,
enough.
Goodbye.
as you say that, you say the word spa almost like jumps from your mouth, and you see in very nice calligraphy writing spa appears on the wall and starts slowly moving to match your pace.
Nice.
That way.
Does it-
Beautiful. Thank
Does
you.
it appear in common or the language that the person most connects
Person,
with?
whatever language a person spoke it in.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, as you all robe up, get your slippers, it is comfortable. It is extremely comfortable. This winds throughout again, and winding through kind of up at a slant. There's no stairs, just kind of like an incline. And when you get to the room, the word spa falls off the wall, hits the ground, and blooms into a door that opens. And it's these large, like almost nest-like woven baskets throughout. There's like a, not glass, but like ethereal veil in front as the leaves of the tree just go in front of you. You can see out over to the lake. There's a couple strewn about, and the steam meets you first as you see there's various, like, very well presented, some of them elvish, some of them, the predominant amount being piney, druids who are just moving around, and occasionally they'll very much so just quickly, like, run their fingers along a wall in a symbol as you see, similar to what you assume is a word, but it's in Druidic, which none of you speak, makes its way down from the wall and hits into the water, and an extra puff of steam comes through as the water gets adjusted to temperature.
Nice.
I want that in
Nice.
real life.
Yeah. Well,
This is when we transition over to a hot tub stream.
Hmm.
Yes.
Change the category.
Just in a
Everyone,
moment,
quick!
we'll be back in-
So
We have a scene transition. Just a moment.
imagine you just had a click. It's everyone's clothes were just a filter. We're all in just hot tub attire.
Nice.
Look, I would say that Cal would be there pretty much straight away as well after the whole Jarnvir.
Would anyone be staying in the rooms?
Merc would go to like wherever there is like massages and like, you know, horn treatments and stuff like that.
So when you say
but she would
treatments,
also-
the treatments go onto the wall and you start following it.
Oh,
yeah,
somebody wants
Merc could
that.
also say also tree or hotel or whatever I call you. Could you potentially make the pathway a bit easier for hoofed feet? Just because like the incline is a bit tough on the
So,
hooves.
as you say, it kind of the words fall from the wall, but they fall in druidic because this is more magic that needs to be done. And as you take each step, like the wood almost rises to perfectly meet your hoof, like the groove that it needs to set into.
This is the
Thank you.
bougie shit.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is, but also I was thinking like a goat on a ramp would be like, it'd be slippery if there was no like, if it
That's
was a
fair.
smooth ramp, it'd be real slippery. So I'm like, maybe little footholds,
Yeah. So it literally, it just,
Very cute.
like a goat on a ramp.
the canopy has gotten, with the sheer amount of money it has started to make with the random, it's gotten some heavy upgrades.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, Merc, you make your way off. There is, actually, as you ask for like horn treatments, you go and it opens up this room where there is a very, very beautiful, like almost like this forest green skinned tiefling, waiting in a room. Because, a pleasure to meet you. Please, if you'd lie down, just trust in the process.
That's
Sure.
not concerning.
Yeah.
Do I get any weird vibes from that? Because also Merc has never been to like a spa treatment in her life, so she's a bit
No.
like,
But you kind of get from what you said of what you were looking for to the tree, it's the message has been received and she is ready to,
okay, cool.
and it is heaven. You fall asleep on the table. Meanwhile, in the spas, the three others are there. Yeah, as you walk in, there's a couple hobgoblins that look over at you. There's one bugbear who's like, all the fur is like just down a bit. And it's just like this towel on top of his head. He's like nose level in the water. Kind of looks over, but then just goes back. Couple elves as you sit in.
I'm the
The,
hobgoblin.
the early morning is yours. This is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't be convinced that this isn't the celestial realm because this is heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like the harp music just around for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Not
what
even the
Mercutio could see
fire
was in the
resistance
ethereal
level
realm,
thing.
and it just bleeds through.
Is there an ethereal tip jar as well?
No.
They don't have
Damn
tip
it.
jars in a place like this. This
I
is
wanna
like-
just toss a coin and it vanish into a jar, an invisible jar.
So when I was looking for the like fire resistance level of hot bath, and then she's gonna go get a massage and then she's gonna pass the fuck out.
Easily done. As you say that, you look for one of the druids. Kind of looks, and you see the kind of bird nest style weaves another area around as the druidic writing goes from the wall, and you see like there's almost like a puff of much darker smoke and like a crackle on the branches around. Look like they're imbued with fire, and you go in, and it is like to anyone else, it is scalding.
Anyone else, you're taking 1 fire damage every round.
Yes.
Worth it.
Like Cal would probably just be lying down, not in the fire resistant area,
Yeah,
but still just sort of just half drifting off.
it is.
Nice.
You can understand why this place has become popular, regardless of cost.
Man, I hate being poor.
Yeah.
I know.
Relatable.
Mm,
Do you have? Is there drinks on hand, or can you get drinks, or is that?
it grows up.
Do you kind of just announce that, or do you ask somebody?
He was sort of just like muttering under his breath. If there's
Yeah,
like
it's
How
any
quiet can I be
attendants-
and they still hear
if
me?
there's like any attendant type people around the place.
So, as you say that, the kind of the woven branches, you're not sure if the bottle has somehow moves through the tree to arrive at you, but it's like this bottle of wine just comes up through the nest, and these like very nice like wooden chalices just get formed out of the branch, and snapped off on a floating tray on the spot in front of you.
Send
Nice.
it back.
Pour
Get a
it.
better vintage.
And then just look over at Zamani and just like raise the glass.
She like sits up. She's just like, me too. I would also like a nice red wine with fancy glasses, please.
Yeah, the exact same thing. Here's it kind of grows up, the bottle comes through. Obviously, being one of the few things that's not made of wood here, the glass comes through, and the glass itself is like perfect temperature. It doesn't appear to be affected by the heat. And the tray itself, almost like heat resistant. The wood is enough that it just floats there.
So happy.
Des, stop, please.
So happy. Okay, enough role playing, pretending to be rich, I guess.
Wait, Rainier needs a chance to pretend to be rich. What do you ask for,
I'm
Rainier?
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Rainier will just very methodically clean herself because she's very like usually clean person, but she did spend 3 years in like a stone box essentially. So she just like almost meditatively cleans herself very, very well, and I guess she would order like some nice mint tea and just chill for a bit, and probably just doze off in the water with a teacup like, oh.
Yeah. The teacup is like buoyant, so it's like you can hold on to it. It's like,
Yeah.
and you see Rainier starts to doze off, and then the nest almost like just molding to Rainier, so she can't like drown herself accidentally. Just pushes her chin back up and like starts reclining her until she's like just like almost.
She's doing that
Tarzan.
dad sleep in the chair, you know,
Mhm.
with
The
a
water
beer.
is just high enough
Yeah.
to like cover the nips.
Hands
Yep.
like folded on the chest.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. Honestly, where else would you want to be in you? You all, throughout the however long you take to rest, you get the equivalent to a full night's sleep, and hey, max on it, 12 temporary hit points.
Nice.
That doubles Zamani's HP.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, wow. Shots fired.
God damn.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to. I
Kind
saw
of-
the opportunity and I went for it.
You wake up. Those of you that fell asleep, you're not sure how. It kind of reminds you of like, well, not all of you, of moments of like time where you were a child or whatever, and whatever way you were carried to your own room in your bed. You don't know if you went through the fucking tree or if you got carried through the halls. Right now, you got brought to your cage. It's all very, you know.
Very nice.
But yeah.
But each of you, the mattress itself is like you would expect by the look of it to not be comfortable. It's like these layers of leaves that are just compressed, either to be as firm or as soft as you like.
I
You wake
assume
up?
we
Stay
wake
forever.
up kind of close to like sunset-ish.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it
Um,
was nice.
Do we have dinner scheduled with the owner or no?
Said it can be arranged if you wanted it to be. Would you have wanted
but
it to be?
We did not follow up about that.
We
Yeah.
didn't. I don't think
Yeah.
We want to?
I don't think we really planned. I thought we probably would prefer just spending the night with each other.
Yeah.
opposed
And
to
also,
the owner.
like, Joranvir has a contact with him already, so I think we can leave that to him.
And Zamani is also
Yeah.
not telling you guys her backstory in front of a total less strangers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing. We'll
So
probably.
I imagine we can get like room service.
Yeah, like in
Yeah.
the common area.
Yeah.
Of course we can. Probably the room service is just a tree grows and like just fruit salad essentially grows from one tree.
Pre-chopped in a bowl.
Yep.
All seeds removed
The tree chops it.
in front of us.
Look, whatever you would have wanted to order. Even if you wanted hunted foods like venison and stuff, it will be brought to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
The food.
a fancy dinner.
Yeah, it's a lot of what you would expect to be hunted. There's very little like farmed, like agricultural produce of like cheeses, breads. It's a lot of like berries, roots, herbs, meats. But it's very nice. I'd say it's probably like Rainier's peak dietary needs.
A lot of protein, let's go.
There is like
Just
other like
paleo.
smaller quantities like this very nice like presented bread, but it's in less of an abundance.
Yeah. So we're paleo diet for the next couple of
Nice.
very
Nice.
foraging and hunting based kind of thing.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Understandable.
And some fish from the lake.
That's true.
So that was the most, I think, very well needed.
Yeah.
Morning.
As you'll see, Marquesia, her horns have like been buffeted to be like almost shining.
Yeah, you've never seen them this good. They've always been shit, and her hooves as well have been like pedicured, basically.
Well, I can see we've all been taking advantage of the facilities here.
It's all
I wouldn't-
included. Fuck yes.
Exactly, why not? Personally, I just enjoyed falling asleep. How are we all?
Massages.
How are we all feeling now?
Better,
I mean,
I
with
think.
the place as bougie as this, it's really easy to distract yourself from anything that might have happened recently.
That's fair. It's very easy to get lost in the luxury of it all.
Yeah. I think that's the
As
point
far
of
as,
it.
as far as a good place to think as well.
Did you have any profound thoughts?
No. It's too busy relaxing.
So good for profound
I was
thoughts.
too busy.
but-
I was too busy thinking about how nice a place it is to think.
Yeah, it's very distracting.
Hmm. Well, that's what you mean. Yeah, true.
The evening is yours if you wish to roam the city, try and find people to speak to, or just talk among yourselves if you wish to try and divulge bits of your backstory. The canopy is there to facilitate.
I guess when the dinner is coming to like an end, when we have like maybe some tea or some drinks, Rainy is like, does the dad sigh like, "Ugh," you know, like when they sit down, she does that and says, "Okay, talking time."
So are you
Get another bottle of wine.
I'm very good at segues.
Mm-hmm. We've noticed.
So are you taking me up on my offer?
Well, as good as time as any. I don't think tomorrow we'll have much time for it, but yeah, you mentioned stuff, and I think, well, in the light of everything that happened, I don't think we necessarily have all the time in the world to discuss things.
No.
It's fair that we take advantage of the time that we have.
Yeah.
Well, you admonished us for not standing by our teammate in camaraderie regardless of what happened, correct? And what I had said is that I used to agree with you. I used to be the same as you. I used to be willing to do anything regardless of the circumstance or regardless of what happened to me, for the people that I declared close, family, willing to fight and die for. And it was honestly the worst decision I could have ever made. It led to more suffering than I ever thought I would see in my life as a small child. And I expected a lot growing up in Surat. I know that you have said in the past that you don't think it's that bad, but it is a seedy underbelly for nothing but crime syndicates to flourish. I started life in a pretty simple kind of situation. My mother's father owned a tavern, and my mother worked there as a bartender. My father was from the deserts, and he was part of a mercenary group that led caravans. And when I was 3, he never came back. We know now why. I kind of look over at everyone else for like the whole Sathasa thing that happened. But it turns out that they needed both of their incomes because the bar was deep in debt to one of the crime syndicates in the group. I don't even know which one because I was so young. But me and my mom tried our best to keep things afloat. I started pickpocketing and begging for money on the street while she did her best to keep business up, but eventually they took it from us. And my mom entered a deep depression, and she basically starved herself to death, believing that everything that was good for her had been taken away. She never wanted children, which I don't blame her for not wanting to raise someone in Surat. But after that, I was on my own. Eventually, I made some friends, and we all kind of formed a little group living on the streets together. We were all orphans, but we tried to make a family. But being run by nothing but crime syndicates, the gangs around, of course, tried to recruit kids. I refused to join any of them because of what had happened with my own family, but they didn't have the same experiences, and eventually I was on my own again, as they ended up all joining crime syndicates. After a year or so of being on my own, I met a wonderful woman named Sasara, or who I thought was wonderful. She was beautiful and confident and strong and amazing at everything that I wanted to be good at, basically. She ended up taking me under her wing, and we worked together, pulling heists to get by, and eventually they got bigger and bigger and bigger, and the longer we worked together, I, of course, ended up falling madly in love with her, as any young teenager would do for a beautiful woman who walks into their life. And eventually, there was the biggest heist that was supposed to be the last one for a while that would have us set off for untold months, maybe even years. We're going to rob someone, one of the higher up nobles, and get away with it, and everything would be fine. But we weren't, and it was a setup. And I learned that she worked for an organization known as the Petals. As probably Rainer, you're aware, but I don't know if anyone else is, but the Petals are in charge of human trafficking in the Pleasure District. And Sasara worked for them as a recruiter, where she would meet, befriend, and convince young women to follow her to the point of trusting her, and then she would sell them into slavery, basically. Yeah, I could defend myself on the street, but you have to understand, like, I know that you've always been able to defend yourself and get yourself out of any situation, but at that moment, I was as weak as a toddler. At that point, everyone I had ever known, I had lost or they had left me. And then the last person who I'd finally trusted, who I thought maybe I could build a life with, it turned out it was entirely fake, and she sold me. She sold me to horrible people for money. After that, I was drugged and taken to some underground place for almost a year, where they broke me and many other women. And then after they decided that we were sufficiently broken, they took us to brothels, and that was our lives. And that was my life for a very long time. Thankfully, when you take a lot of people and you give them the same amount of torture for such a long time, they kind of end up bonding in a really fucked up way. But in that, I met some very wonderful women, most namely a girl named Shula. She was basically the younger sister I never had. She was fragile, even after everything. She hated violence and anything scary, and she just wanted to do whatever she could to make sure that everything was as peaceful as possible. But we were commodities, and nothing would ever be like that, and nothing would ever be enough. And eventually, one night, the Petals decided to throw a party after they overtook some rival gang in some kind of business matters, and me, Shula, and several other girls from a few of the brothels around were brought in as entertainment. And they were not kind. And they got meaner and meaner the more that they drank, and eventually they were torturing Shula in public for their own entertainment, and I could do nothing. And I tried to fight back, and I was beat myself, and I couldn't do anything, and I pleaded out to anything to answer, to help, to make things better, and the Lord of Decay is what answered my calls.
I don't know what happened after that, except for that the building was in rubble. At this point, it's probably been rebuilt. Shula didn't make it. No one from the party I know made it. Once you told me that I was a slave to the system. I have been a slave to the system. And yes, technically, I guess I am a slave to a new system. But the new system broke me free from the worst one I had ever been a part of. And it was all because I had trusted somebody and I had decided to stand by their side regardless of what happened. So no, I will not dedicate myself to any person who mistreats me like that, who sees me as nothing more than an object. And at the end, that is all she saw me as. I loved her. She was my friend. And I wanted to continue to be together for a long time. But I wanted to do so as equals and as friends. But at the end of the day, that wasn't possible. So no, I don't think I want to bring her back. Not because I don't care for her and not because I don't love her, but because I don't want to be an object for anyone ever again. I don't want to have to convince and fight the people I care for that I should be treated as an individual on the same level as them. That should be default. And if it's not, then I don't want them in my life.
I see. Lamani, I think I owe you an apology. I only had, for a very long time, I only had my own experience to draw from. I didn't exactly have many people to talk to, even growing up. The first time I talked to anyone else outside of my immediate family was when I was about 13 years old, when I finally ran away. When you said Sarok was horrible to you, the reason I disagreed is because the start of my life was the most horrible thing I've ever experienced. I started in captivity, enslaved by my own parents for their experiments and whim, and essentially being the only caregiver to my younger siblings, who would take any opportunity to sink their teeth even in my own throat. The only experience I have is to care about someone who is ready to kill me, because I know they don't control it. I know it's not their fault. So for me, it's natural to assume that the world is out to get me, and I do not take it personally. I think that's the reason I never mince my words, because to me it means nothing. If you're not actively thrusting a knife in me, I am already grateful. That is better than I was treated for many years. So, Sarok is a mean place, but for me it was a respite. And as I was drawing only from my own experience, I assumed that my willpower is something that anyone can draw from, and if they don't, it's their laziness at fault. But recently, I've been in a couple situations where my own power was not enough. I've died twice already, which doesn't look good on my resume. And I spent time in prison. Met some cool people there, but still, the only thing that was good about it is I understood that the time there moved differently. Otherwise, I'd be very pissed off. I'm mildly pissed off now. But there is not everything. It's not everything that I can get out of. And the more time I spend with people who are not actively trying to kill me, the more I see that there's there's more to life than survival. And I respect what you've been through, and I think I understand better now what it means to you. I don't agree on the Anna situation. I think we owed her at least the support. I would want someone to be there to be good to me in my last moments of life, but knowing your experience, I understand why you wouldn't.
I think it's valid for us to agree to disagree on that. I don't think that either is necessarily right or wrong. They're just the byproducts of our own experiences. I don't hate Anna. I'm furious with her. I'm not going to lie. Like there's no point in trying to hide that. I still care deeply for her. The reasons why I'm against bringing her back, of course, like my personal reasons, but because I understand why she didn't include me, but Cal knew as well. She decided to strike out on her own without the safety net that had been put in place for her. And to drag you into it without so much as a forewarning or a quick rundown of the plan. That is dangerous, and she ended up toying with our lives for her own manic obsession with freeing me. And that does have consequences. Which I feel like she assumed that the consequences would only be on herself and didn't take enough of a reflective moment to think about the fact that we were all a package deal. She decided to think of herself as an individual and not consider the repercussions of her actions. And to me, if you're going to decide that you are an individual, not as a part of the group, then why should I then go against my own feelings in the situation and consider you, not you specifically, but consider her a part of the group when she didn't consider that of herself?
At this point, Merkel stand up and just... you can see visible tears pouring down her face, as they are very close to pouring down AJ's face at the moment. And she'll just be like, do either of you want a hug?
Zamani will stand up and she'll like very gently and kindly like grab Merc by the face and like use her thumbs to like wipe away her tears. And she'll be like, I think you need one more than anybody else right now. And she'll give her a hug.
Are you okay, Merc?
I just don't think I have a right to complain about anything after what you two have been talking about.
No.
Fuck.
Like Zamaya, like there's a very like visible shift between like the very kind, like trying to like calm you down to like no nonsense, like fuck that train of thought entirely. Just because I went through horrible shit does not mean that I don't care for my friends and does not invalidate their own struggles of having to come to terms with that. We are all allowed to have our own problems and none of them invalidate each other's.
It's not a competition, Merc.
It's not.
If it was, one of us would probably
Zamani
win,
would
but
win.
it's not.
Zamani would win.
I don't want a competition. I want us all to see each other as we are and to respect our strengths and weaknesses and to try our best to help each other grow with them, past them, through them. That's all I've ever wanted.
Cal is sweating in Rich Boy right now.
Not even.
Thank you for trusting us enough to tell us this.
I've given you guys the pieces. I just never connected them together. I kept all the fun bits.
That's not fun, but
No.
sure.
Well, I kept the fun, sexy, flirty shit. I mean, if you're in a situation where you have to have sex on the daily, you might as well figure out some kind of way to enjoy it.
I will say
Right.
the money. When we finally get our captive friends back, I definitely want to introduce Clay to you. I think you and him will have a lot of common. He was also a stray on the streets, also hunted by other gangs.
Yeah, I would love to. If there's anything I can do to help him or be a friend, I would love that. Do you guys remember Anatari? When we were on the ships?
Yes.
Yes.
The tiefling with their wings
Big
removed?
tiefling.
Yeah.
They had been through the same thing I had. When I was there, I received
Yes.
a very stern warning about not trying to fly away. Anatari is the reason
Right.
why I received that warning. I was always chained down so that I could not attempt it. Anatari made the mistake of trying. If that gives you any sense of how serious the repercussions were.
I think we already had the sense of that, but that made it more so.
Well, because Anatari went on to then their entire ship was seeking to help extricate people from Sirach who were being hunted, and were in those kinds of situations. So they found ways to then turn that around and then attempt to save others.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No, you just see Merc essentially just copium. She's just like
She's a little bit turquoise right now. I mean, like, can we have a bucket?
Oh, this is like Merc has probably had to deal with like mid-level trauma in terms of like dealing with cleric shit. This is probably some of the heavier stuff she's had to deal with, and she saw her dad's corpse.
She's doing a wonderful job of it.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's if I ever seem strange about certain things, like when we had to go underground, and
you were fucked up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now you know why.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Well, speaking of that underground bit, I don't know if this is still on our menu, but I remember you were like pretty miffed about Screw. Is this something that we're still going to follow up?
Not at the moment, I don't think. Sorry.
As of right now, I don't know. I'm just following orders when I receive them.
Okay.
Yes. I would very much like to pay another visit to Screw.
To people
will
who
say,
are insightful.
As you were all
sorry.
saying that, but everyone would have noticed, but Zamani doesn't even feel it. As Zamani speaks her story, albeit not present for a long time, you do see Merkesta, who can read lips. So both of you see this.
Boy.
The Lord of Decay, and throughout Zamani's entire story, her eyes went back to her own as his hands are on her shoulders, and he just mouths to you, "This conversation isn't fit for everybody."
A good boy.
Meaning, as in, he's shielding that from
The Lord of
old
Disintegration.
mate. Cool. I assumed, but I didn't want to have that lost because I'm an idiot.
No. The Lord of Decay, in his own way, cares for Zamani. Still can be present when he wishes to, but for her own safety, it's not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rainier just sees the Lord of Decay go.
Yeah, like, okay.
Well, give me a perception check, Rainer. I would say like he's mouthing it pretty, like not subtly.
Okay. It's
He's just standing there
24.
being a muppet, just like
20 something.
24.
Yeah,
say
you
her
can
eyes
hear-
go back to
you-
their own. I assume you mean green, right?
Yeah, well, the heterochromia she had.
Oh, her normal. Okay,
Yeah. But he can't make it go back to his eyes.
that's fair.
All right. Well, I think there was enough heavy shit for one night. I hear there's like a very good bakery here.
Yeah,
Do you guys want to hit the town?
sure.
Why not?
Let's go.
Let's
Is
not hit
there-
anything because that's like we're meant to be on our best behavior. But sure.
Is our what's his face? Our guide person
Ambassador.
or ambassador?
They're not in your
thank
room.
you.
He'll
No,
be
no,
waiting
but,
at the
like,
entrance.
Cool. When we get to the entrance, I go, can I please? I understand if you say no. But can I please just like do a 900-foot dive. I've never been this high up before. Can I please just do a 900-foot dive and then land gracefully and promise to wait and not move as soon as I hit the ground?
Make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage.
Okay, cool.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Thank you for advantage.
Watch her
If
roll
not, it was a
nat
3.
one for
Okay, that's way better. What's my fucking modifier? For
roll nat
persuasion?
1 for the landing. Just Zamani just goes.
27.
Ooh.
Really meant to.
It's not even the she's
Yeah,
trying to be
well-
extra sexy. It's just 100% genuine. Please.
Sure. If your friends are fine with getting down the Elorian way, we can do that.
What's the Elorian way?
Why not?
You've seen people move with vines? Very similar.
Oh god.
Let's
I'm
go.
sure you'd have fun with it. You can tie yourselves on, right? And so you.
That's not how it works.
Does it work with
I'm trying to be
hooves?
convincing.
Does it work
That's-
with hooves?
Gosh. He grabs the woven ring, and you see around you, you're all like kind of like to the middle of like your shoulder blades. This vine just attaches.
Your baby tethered.
Nice. It's a bungee jumping time.
The
God.
Elorians have to move around the city quite quickly, and when we don't have the mounts of the griffins, there is a as he just kind of completely unvined himself, he just walks backwards towards the thing, and he just goes, it's easy, and he just off the edge.
Zamani does a very like formal bow to her friends and then just whoop the same way.
I'm gonna have Merc make a dex save just to see, because her dex is shit and this will be funny.
Look, you're all tethered together, right?
No, each of them has their own individual.
Oh, okay. That would
Oh,
be
yeah.
kind of funny if they were all just one big rope.
Yeah. Cal's just like pausing on the
Um,
edge, just like looks down.
Yeah,
You guys
Merc
see
rolled a
Zamani just
natural-
getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, same as this guy. He's just waving and falling backwards, and then eventually just shifts himself. Zamani, you see it as like sprouting from him, just the vine, and it's just like quickly descending down the side of the tree.
She has like her wings like tucked very closely, kind of like the hawks diving that you see, and then eventually like when she gets close, just one wing goes down. She just spirals around before landing gracefully on the ground.
So, how would you all like to jump off this 900-foot tall tree?
With a somersault.
Merc was just gonna step normally, but she rolled a natural 5 for dex, so she gets caught on a root and probably gets a black eye or something from just like whoa, and then like tumbles over the edge.
Cal just do his best job trying to impersonate our guide.
Cat
Oh,
just
that's
goes.
what Merc was
As
trying
terrible
to do.
as yeah, just
Yeah, as you all, there's like no. It kind of concerns you from him. There's no like the vine's doing nothing. You just see it's like almost like a pull string going down the side of the tree until you get to about 100 feet off thing, and your descent gets slowly slowed as it becomes a very graceful landing. As Zanda is down there. That's good. The trees like you.
Merc has a nosebleed at the moment just from like
What?
bashing her face on the way down.
question: what would have happened if they didn't like us?
Oh, nothing. I'm only messing with you.
God damn it.
Hey, you didn't go splat. Good job.
I need to
Alright.
work on my footwork.
Thankfully not.
Thankfully not.
Not a hair out of place. Zamani is just like excited and happy and like almost like
Yeah.
skipping, just like standing there, like very excited about her freaking 900-foot dive.
Which you fall 500 feet a turn, so that was like just over like what 9 seconds of falling, just a free fall.
Oh god,
Yeah.
I can't think of anything worse.
Can you imagine like 10 feet from the ground, just
Even though I'm tall, I don't like heights.
As you decide to go out on a night on the town, we're going to go ahead and take our break, and
Mhm.
we'll be back with a very quick sort of run through of what you do the night, and then on to the next morning, because it is nightlife at this stage. So we'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of the stream where we try and talk about what's important in the world, and that's been the situation in Ukraine. If it's within your means to donate and help out over there, that's very cool of you. If not, just be aware of what's happening in the world, and we'll be back shortly. we are back. So, what sort of nightlife degeneracy would you like to get up to in Yundav?
Space trees.
So you want to head to the Pinecrest Pie Crust, the food tree of Yundav. It's a little later evening, so probably Rainer's favorite thing. A lot of it's like getting marked down for the night. It's all like getting ready to be like reduced for the evening. It's a couple 100-foot tall tree of just food stalls.
It's so tall here.
I grab one of everything.
Okay, what trade goods do you have to trade with?
I don't know. What do we have here?
I sacrifice a diamond for one pie because that's all I have to trade with right now.
To be fair, if anybody having things to trade, it's probably going to be Rainier because she has a lot of alchemical components.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
but they're not trade goods, they're trade above averages.
Wow, they
Okay.
trade bads. But yeah, I can give them some of my stuff. Like I still have some of the harpy shit that I'll probably not gonna use, and
manure.
it's not gonna go bad because of my stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, you can mark off some harp stuff. You get this various collection of like these berries that you've never tasted before because the WoW just produces some wild shit at times. It's like this odd like. It's like a little berry, but it's far too citrusy, and you're like, what the fuck?
Interesting. Rainy is not like scarfing it down. If anything, she's doing that. Like we saw her before, like completely demolishing stuff. Now she's more like a critic from Ratatouille. She like carefully assesses each one, like gives it a sniff, gives it a taste. Makes some notes.
3 years of abstaining from sweets has grown. You've grown.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, you come to this
I'm
like
appreciating finer things in
fourth
life.
story where you just find like the perfect like pie crust is glazed elderberry pie, and it's just like
Nice.
it's good. It's good. Is there anything anyone would like to do outside of sampling the recipes of Yundav? Then you like trying to experience nightlife? Anyone want
Yeah,
to go
probably
shopping?
go to the Vale. It is the Vale, right? That's a bit more of
Yeah,
a
the Vethelian
nightlife
Vale.
as well.
You go in, there
Yeah,
is
probably.
a very, very like beautiful Alicent woman. She's got about 4 prongs in her horns, which denotes age, and she's got this like large harp that she is just like kind of resting her back 2 legs on pillows, and she's just leaning back, and it is beautiful music. She appears to be one of the headliners.
Cal probably just take some time there just to, relax a bit in a bit more of a lively environment.
Yeah,
Enjoy the
it's,
music and
It's an impressive performance. There's a couple other people that go on. There's a lot of some flute music. It's all very nice. There's just like good vibes in Yundav. It's not like a community that you've experienced before.
Is it too late for the shops to still be up?
A lot of them are closing. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
I wanted to look and see if I could get any kind of like toy for the kids
Is it
because
lady?
I wasn't
Yeah.
able to get them a griffin plush.
Yeah, so you make your way to
One of
this
those-
one of the bottom bits.
The wooden
There is
changing ones.
a place called the Stone Steps where they have like it's very rare in Yundav to have like masonry, but this is like beautiful stone craft goods that are like intricately detailed. It's almost like with wood carving being so common in Yundav, stone carving is a step above and considered much more like aristocratic, and it's some very, very nice like stonework, little figurines, sculptures. Like there's this one very similar to what Merkaz saw, like this stone marble replica of a Phalid dragon that's painted intricately. It's very nice.
damn.
Yeah, let's get the kids a cute little figure of the thing that wants to kill us. I think that'd
Wait.
be pretty fun.
Do they have like a rocking horse option of that?
You could get them to make you that. You could ask Vero to make you that.
Like a little go-kart to go around the keep with?
Okay, but I think number one, I think we would be much better off with like a wood carved version, and number two, we're here for the next 6 hours max.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
So I don't think that we can really get one. I think I have to go with our pre-made options.
Get one shipped later.
Yeah, let's
So,
ship it.
I asked you the same
literally across
question, and Tony. What do you have to barter with?
Okay, so I do have some things, but I don't know how much value they would be worth to the people here because many of them are made out of metal, which I feel like is something that's rare, which makes me think it might be worth a good bit. But then also because of the nature of the woad, it does have a bit of upkeep. So I don't
Tell
know.
me what it is, and I'll give you a rough value.
I have a breastplate that I don't use anymore because of the armor I have.
So, with the right tallows and stuff to cure it and keep it well, it would be of worth something. Probably not nearly as much as like the wooden armors, because it does require like an upkeep to it, but it doesn't lose like all of its value. I'm trying to remember what is the innate value of breastplate. I want to say it's, I think my brain's saying close to 200. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. Breastplate 400. So yeah, I'd say you could get like within enough with the wear and tear that it's gone through. I'd say you get a quarter of the value, about 100 gold, and we can say you exchange it for 100 gold worth of trade goods if you want. Like pelts, furs, cured leathers.
Yeah, fun things, and then also like thrown in like some very like special like toys and trinkets for the kids specifically. Then also like just things for the castle that might be helpful that wouldn't be as commonly found over there.
Yeah, so you look around, you can get for about 10 gold worth of trade goods, that stone little fella dragon. I'd say little, it's probably about like a foot by a foot in size. Like quite the beautiful like rendition. As for other items of noted interest, you can find some like seeds, but the biggest attraction of Yundav is the Spice Star Market, where you can find a lot of like cooking ingredients, a lot of spices and herbs that grow only within Yundav, and it's like local around, which if you wanted to get 90 gold trade good worth of that would probably be worth a lot more on like the Burton side of the world.
Yeah, let's do 90 gold of like spices,
herbs. Yeah.
It's just paprika, that's it.
Paprika.
Hal will do window shopping, but I have 0 trade goods, so I will just look at things and think, damn, that looks nice.
Oh, go ahead.
I have 5 sticks of incense, which are part of my acolyte background. Would they be tradable for monies?
Let's see the price on incense and 5e. See if.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Merc wants to buy some of the like oils and shit to protect metal stuff.
Yeah, I can say we could make that an even trade then. You could get like enough stuff to protect your armor for whatever leg of your journey you have left throughout Lake Hellspire.
Cool. Awesome, thank you.
I would. I don't want to like role play it. Maybe that will come up as we travel through the road. But I would definitely visit that alchemy place, the steps that were mentioned in
the Ivy Steps.
Yes. And I would only want to trade information for information. So I just want to ask some general questions about the flora of the world, if there's anything of note, should I find it. And I would just give them some of my own expertise and alchemy in return. Just little alchemy chat.
So you go and asking. There is a very, very beautiful piney woman with like this like light purple hair. Her name is Azalea. She explains that her great uncle Haribal used to own this place, and then he moved.
Oh.
And there's like a lot of like this is like almost the same height as the canopy. Unfortunately, she explains to you that you will only find stuff in the woad if the woad likes you enough to find stuff. She does explain of a few plants that can be found to make extremely strong potions, and she explains a few rites that like how to mend a relationship with the woad. Like she shows you like various different offerings and concoctions that you can craft, like this what's considered like essentially what it is like some superb quality like fertilizer you could spread along the roots of the wood that's considered like your offering, or perhaps you hunt something, but rather than take any for yourself, you offer it to the woad as a whole. Now, obviously, it's hunting the right things, but she explains the different ways you could start approaching. Because I assume you'll say, yeah, the woad doesn't really like me.
Yeah.
So she hands you a very like pulpy, like there's little like pine needles in it potion, and she explains that the next time the woad permits you to find a small lake, coach yourself in this and bathe in the lake and apologize to the woad. It is a start.
Okay. I'll take a note of that.
So, in order to improve your standing in the woad, you've got a hot tub stream?
Yep.
Fair enough.
No, it's more of
the
a
woad
sense
is
of
a pervert.
rebirth.
Sure.
But the woad is like,
I believe
show me
you.
them toes. I'll thank them and I'll take the potion, yeah.
So the evening goes through. You spend your various nights. You make your way back to the canopy. You re-robe for the evening and get a good night's rest.
I was going to say,
Yes.
sorry, just before it reaches that point, just at the end of the night, Cal will knock on Zamani's door. Zamani,
muted.
can
Still can't hear you.
Anyways, in a super calm voice, come in.
Zamani?
Yes?
I wanted to, I know I've already said it, but I mean, first of all, thank you for sharing everything before.
I feel like
I know
this
that-
time.
I know it probably wouldn't have been the easiest thing to go through with all of us, but I do appreciate it. However, I do feel like I owe you another apology now for what I did. I know that I broke your trust somewhat, and I know now the importance of what that meant to you, and I'm sorry for that.
Thank you.
Do not know how much it'll be worth, but I promise, and I promise to keep this as best as I can, that I will be truthful to you about anything and everything.
Thank you. That means a lot, and to be honest, it's only because of how truthful you were after I learned that I feel comfortable with you still. And given the fact that your reason was a very pragmatic and logical one, I don't hold it against you. There is, of course, a part of me that is a bit hurt, but that's just the
Of course.
sensitive side that is dealing with a lifetime of trauma regarding truth and all those other fun things. But no, it's okay.
I think after hearing all that, if you weren't hurt by it, I would be rather surprised.
If I wasn't hurt by it, then please fucking send a moonbeam on me or something.
Look, to be honest with you, I don't necessarily find it all that easy to be emotionally intimate or connected to other people.
What?
I know,
You?
shocking. But I am trying. For what it's worth. I know that it may come off as rather cold at times, but there is an effort there.
If it makes you feel any better, I can tell, which is why I constantly call you out on it when you dodge questions.
Of course.
If I
of
didn't
course.
think that you cared and actually wanted, like, we're trying to constantly hide everything all the time and didn't want to make an effort, I wouldn't.
Well, I suppose that's to be expected. You are very good at reading people.
I think you're just a little obvious, but I think it's also because I've had experience with your type specifically for a long time.
And what is my type? Just curious.
Oh, the
they're attempting to portray themselves as very well put together, self-assured, and understanding of their position in the world. But then also there's a part of you who rejects it and wants something different.
Just Cal pauses for a second, like, okay, shit, I wasn't expecting that.
You want to be a good prince. You want to be a good leader for your people and to do the best that you can by any means necessary. But there's also a part of you that wants to make selfless decisions for yourself because you are an individual. You want to be allowed the ability to simply be Cal, just like every person does, but you feel weighed down by responsibilities. But it's not always a negative thing because you also take quite a large amount of pride in your people and in what you want to achieve and what you want to do with and for them. It's a hard balance to keep.
Like Samani, you read me like a book. I don't think.
Okay, to be fair, I dealt with nothing against you specifically, but I dealt with a lot of hoity-toity higher-ups who came to the brothels for a night away from their lives many times.
Right.
And I understand, like, it's not just them who like being bossed around. It's fine. I understand. Sometimes you need a bit of a role reversal.
For fuck's sake. Look.
The jokes are canon now. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's Zamani's like
Let's go.
it's a peg or be pegged kind of world out there.
Look,
It really pegs the question what they get up to.
good to know.
That's for the OnlyFans, not even the Patreon.
That is, I must say, surprisingly accurate. Read of me. Yeah.
Kind of
Sorry if I've gone too far and made you feel seen.
As you're talking to Samani, you feel yourself growing quite close to her. Could you roll me a D100?
Let's go.
What's good? Is low good or is high good, Des?
I'm just seeing if it happens.
Okay.
So low and
that is
high
an
good.
89.
89. Would you like
Nice.
on a 1 or a 2, good or bad?
Oh, let's go. Good one, too bad.
Good one. Oh, that was a good call.
Oh,
So as Samani, you see the stars more start to appear in Cal's eyes. Cal, there's an odd thing. You feel very, very close to Samani right now, and it's almost you're expecting a vision of her, but it's flashes of a future of yourself in RIL, perhaps, or perhaps the world below. You see yourself crowned for the Starless, but rather than an arranged bride by your side, you see Zamani.
Look at that.
Somebody's just like very casually just waiting for him to come back to Earth. You need a glass of water? And she goes, I know those can be rough on your head.
Not that one that I was.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
I'm unsure.
So that's okay.
You're dead right about one thing, Zamani. I am conflicted between my sense of duty and the sense of responsibility and what is expected of me that has been installed in me since I was born, really. And between what I want.
That's what makes you a person.
Recently, I found out that, through my father, that my mother wishes for me to marry. And as you know, no doubt from my type, this is, of course, a naturally very arranged political marriage. To some
Makes sense.
high importance people in the world below that names wouldn't make much difference to you, but very influential, very important, and a crucial alliance to secure.
Are there any of them that
No.
you care about?
God, no. I could not care less. To
Sorry.
be honest with you, as I've said, I don't find emotional connections easy to come by, but they are not an exception to that. I don't even know which one of them it would be. There's a few different families, potentially, but no. And
Sorry.
if we had gone back maybe a few years ago, I probably wouldn't have blinked. I would have seen it as my duty and continued with it. But being free and independent, I suppose, has changed my outlook on things. Shows my outlook on how I approach my life and my future, especially with what I've seen of my future, what I know could happen.
It's fair. Freedom is quite addictive.
I found myself posed with the question of, I would want that for myself. But at the same time, I don't want to betray my duty, my responsibility. So you're dead right when you say right now that I find myself conflicted between choices. Yet entirely accurate.
Is there a way that you can be true to both sides of yourself? If there is, then you should try to pursue that path.
Perhaps.
I mean, you have a long life ahead of you.
Maybe. This is a very dangerous path that I think we all walk, somebody.
There's a maybe. You get halfway through, it's a very dangerous, and a slipper just smacks you right in the face.
Right.
Try again.
There is a very long life ahead.
Thank you. The goal is to have a very long life ahead of all of us. Yes, of course, you're going to live much longer than I think any of the rest of us will.
Well, that is the plan.
And that include Anna as well. The goal was never for any of us to die.
Of course.
The goal was for us to free ourselves and clear our names and figure out how we want to live the rest of our lives.
I mean, I suppose there is one way of handling it. I mean, for the foreseeable future, perhaps even the next few decades at the very least, I do not envisage myself returning to the world below. I could very much skirt by on promises and pushing it back another century or so. I find it interesting, I suppose, Imani. I was not like this initially, I suppose.
Of course not.
I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have blinked at the chance to take an opportunity like that. But here I am.
What changed?
To be honest, Imani, you did. You showed me that it was possible to actually care about someone on that level, outside of my own family.
It means a lot. But as you surely know, especially after tonight, I am damaged goods. I cannot help you or your family or your standing in life. I can only tender it.
Zamani, at a moment's notice, I may very well lose my mind to madness and become what you saw my uncle become.
No, you won't.
I
You've already
am...
decided.
But the point is, I am scarcely a fixed product as it was. And I think with everything that I know waits in front of me, there are a few things I'd like to do for myself. And a few more selfish acts. I think that's what I've made my mind up on at this stage.
I think that's a wonderful starting place. To admit and come to terms with the fact that you have selfish desires that are at odds with what you've always known. I believe I'm a bad investment. You might be fond of me, but even let's say you convince your parents everything goes according to plan. I will be gone within a blink for you. And how does your society work on that? Do you remarry? Do you marry for life? Could you even? Would you be throwing away your life for something like that? Because if so, I will tell you no. I will not let you throw away everything that you strive to become for a bad investment. I will be there for you. I will be there with you for as long as you will have me. But I won't let you throw away everything.
Thank you, Zamani.
It's your job to convince whoever you have to marry, okay?
Truth be told with you, if we're to dial it back a few decades to when I first made this pact, I promise to be honest. I did it entirely out of selfish desires, out of material desires. I did it for myself. I did it to gain power. I did it in the hopes of one day I would sit above all. That I would be king of the Starless in the world below.
I'm no different, Cal. I pleaded to literally anything that would listen for the strength to exact revenge. For the people who had shamed me for killing someone who's basically a sister to me. She was beyond help. There was no coming back from what had happened to her. And I knew that. But it didn't matter. I wanted them to pay, and I wanted them to hurt for at least 1,000,000 times as much as I had done to her. It's just as selfish. That's what it's like to be a person. And that's okay. You just have to be willing to live with it.
Of course. But my point is that I've changed in that aspect. I don't see that as my main desire, my main purpose anymore. The shards, the resurrection of the dying god, that has replaced any such desires. Whilst they are still there, no doubt in my mind, they are no longer at the forefront. That is there.
I think that's the only reason why. Sorry.
Let me say that you will not interfere with that. And trust me, I have seen many visions of my future. I have seen visions of heartbreak, of my death, of all of your deaths. I have seen horror, but I also have seen joy and happiness. And yes, I will live long. But if I can have a few decades of selfish happiness for just one thing, then I think that's worth it.
That means a great deal to me. I don't quite know. This doesn't happen often, but I don't quite know how to verbalize how much that means to me. And I hope that that carries enough weight for you to understand.
That does.
But I also... If that was... Oh god, my Discord just exploded.
Everyone's like, it's happening, it's happening.
I want that more than you know. But I cannot in good faith and in good will allow you to throw away your future for it. I will only agree if you can guarantee me that it wouldn't interfere. And at this point, you have promised to tell me the truth, and I will fucking know, and I will hold you to some kind of magical truth if I have to.
But Cal, as Zamani says this, you think on an answer of what could be. Because Stardust, they do marry for life. There is no remarriage. Do you want to give an honest answer? And as you go to give an honest answer, you hear in your mind a familiar voice only for times of clarity, of when either you're focused or something. The guiding light's voice. It says, with magic, anything is possible. I can owe you at least that.
Lich Queen Zamani, hello.
Zamani, I do promise you that. And I know here in the vote, oaths are binding somewhat. So I do so now under the vote. Promise you that. We will not interfere. We will not ruin chances for my life in the future.
And I will hold you to that. Okay. Everybody froze for me. What the
No.
fuck?
No, we're
Okay,
fine.
okay, no. Everybody
I'm turning
froze
to
for, like,
mush
someone
here. I'm turning to
everybody actually
fucking
froze for a
mush.
second, and I got really scared that I lost internet.
He's so cute.
Yes. If you can promise me that it will not ruin your life, I promise you the rest of my days. Can I add like a little bit of an asterisk on the end of like, hey, we can still like fuck around? Like, are we still allowed to fuck around? Because like that's different, right? That's just for funsies. Like that's like going to a movie. That's just an hour of entertainment or two.
Zamani, I know you. And I would not have already made my mind up about this if I hadn't thought about that.
You can come.
Literally.
I'm happy to share.
That's the idea.
True. I mean, it's your group event. I'm fine with
drinking.
I mean, there was Nagel, and that was, you know what?
that. Yeah, I'm fine
Because
with
I did
continuing
come.
the trend.
I did come.
How
That's
generous
cool.
of the
I
money
mean-
to let the guy.
I mean,
guy
over
come.
and
She's
over
got
and
the
over
key to the
again,
cage.
If it's likely.
Oh. Beer went up my nose, you fuckers.
You know what?
We can share.
So, as you both make an oath, within the word, I will remember, oaths are binding in the word. They hold weight. They hold a lot of importance.
They're force engaged.
As the trees bear witness, you swear an oath to each other.
Let's go fuck in the sauna.
Just walking through, robes off. Fuck it.
You like parking in saunas.
As you all get your long rest then.
Oh no, I don't.
No, there's definitely no rest. like, what are you talking about?
There's definitely a short rest, maybe even a medium rest, but there's not a long.
You
rest.
guys are definitely rolling a con save again in the morning.
Yeah, we're going to again in the morning, idiots.
I had a solid 4 hours in the middle of the day. I'm fine. I'm an elf. It's fine.
True, yeah. Somebody
Yeah,
roll me a
Cal's fine.
concept.
I rolled a 19, babe. We're good.
We're good.
Look,
We're good.
you're a career hoe. You're ready for this.
Yeah.
Career hoe.
I do this on the daily. We're fine.
I love it how we go from so serious to just fucking gremlins. It's
No, that was
Yeah.
great. So,
Love you guys.
following morning comes through as there is a knock on the communal door for all of you.
I'll get it.
No, wait.
Stumble out of
Password.
bed.
There
Let
aren't
me
any
in, Rainier.
passwords.
We didn't set up a payout.
This is Jarnveer.
Okay, fine. No password this time.
As
Magic tree, can I
Jarnveer,
have coffee?
it starts to pour from like this little bamboo tube that comes out of the wall.
I'm retiring here. I've decided.
I imagine just Cal just walking out of Zamani's room.
Yeah.
Why
So-
are we paying for a room if Cal is never fucking
You're not
using
paying
it?
for rooms. It's the same price depending on how many
It's the
rooms
same
you
price
get.
regardless.
Oh, okay then.
It's per person. We could have had 20 rooms and 4 people and paid.
Well, I wouldn't have given you more than the rooms that you have people for. But anyway, as the door gets opened, Jarnveer making his way through, followed by... Oh, 1 second. That's going to make everyone's cameras disappear for a second. They were back.
Who's
So,
Jarnveer
followed
by?
Cade, are you ready?
Yes, I'm 100% definitely ready and not still fixing shit. It's fine. I'm good.
Are you ready?
To rumble!
So-
Anyway.
All of our
Cade, what do
cameras
they
are
see
on.
walking in behind Jarnveer?
Well, not in his armor. You would see what appears to be a relatively tall person, standing around 6'6" in height. He is currently wearing what appears to be furs on his shoulder, wrapped up with little teeth around the front. A black sort of tank top with orange trim, orange, like bright orange pants with black, basically wrapping up his shins, and like little, I want to say like the best way I can describe them is Roman sandals. Just the most casual casual shit he could. And he has brunette sort of like brownish hair with orange and yellow streaks through it, bright blue eyes, and as he smiles at you all, you see a nice set of fangs.
Human looking?
Human looking, yeah.
Seemingly human.
Some would
Seemingly
say
human.
seemingly human, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you're here to
Vicious.
catch attention, aren't you?
Let me introduce you all to my ally, Svein. Another affected by the sleeping bloodline.
Welcome to
I
the club.
assume you're all the kingfishers then. I've heard many things about you. Before we
What?
introduce ourselves, let me guess. A blue one. You look like the god worshipper Mercastrial? Which do you prefer?
Either at the moment, I think.
Gotcha. The elf. I've heard of your kind. Calicindia. Cindia. Which way are we going here?
Calicindia, although most people just call me Cal, so whatever the hell you want, I suppose.
Gotcha, Cindia, done. The scary looking one. I have to assume Rainier.
Nah, I'm actually Calicinda. You're wrong on that one.
Yeah, we swapped identities during the night.
No, you didn't.
I'm Rainier, yes,
We-
hi.
Jean, you told me she was shit at jokes. That's pretty funny.
She is learning.
What the fuck is this guy?
You've done well. Lucky last would be the winged one. You would be Zamani, I assume.
She like flips her wings out and they're just like flip flip.
What'd you
Take
say?
that as a yes. Well, it
and you?
is a pleasure to meet you all. I am Svein.
Nice. No surname. Like it.
Would you
Can I
like
call
my
you
sir?
S?
You can
Wayne?
call me.
Wayne?
You can call me whatever you like.
Right, Wayne it is.
Savanya,
Wow.
please. His formal name.
Savannah, right.
Cal is
Savannah.
already petty about this.
As John-
Is this guy okay? Just from like a base, just a meeting. Is this guy faking the fuck out of this confidence, or is he actually this cocky?
Insight, please.
All right.
Great question.
I told you I would, Cade. I told you I fucking would.
It's okay. I've already asked the most
Um,
important question to Kate.
Say when.
I rolled
Oh, no.
a
It's really.
I rolled a 16 total because I rolled a natural 6.
Spain, what do you think that gets?
Merc's pretty confident that he seems confident about himself.
Nice.
Great, he's cocky.
So what is it that you
Wonderful.
do, Spain? Like, what's your area of expertise?
Oh, he makes sure he
Oh.
doesn't get run down by carts. Can't you tell by the pants?
Wow.
What?
What's a car?
Cart.
Cart.
Oh, okay.
Nice try.
Like the
That-
thing you wheel pastries out on, Rainy.
He
No
would stop
offense,
traffic.
Marty. Is that something you tend to do? Because I mean, I kill
Oh no,
shit.
I just wanted
Like-
to make sure with some right color choices. I'm sure you wanted to make sure that everyone knew to avoid you.
Maybe we all kill
I
shit.
mean, in the wild, as you probably know, bright things tend to mean poisonous. It's a nice warning sign. People see me coming, they get out of my way. You know how it is.
Oh, okay, I see. You're trying
Damn.
to warn the less fortunate. I
Well,
understand.
Rainy is like turns to Zamani. He's a cool guy.
I kind of
Yeah.
like him. At
A
least
lot of
not-
edges.
And
Yeah.
Well,
Sven,
as enlightening as it's all seeing you bumble your way through social interaction, it's hardly the point. What's important is Svein is also someone who's been afflicted by the sleeping bloodline. Shortly after you all left, a lasting impression in Burton, and I had to flee. I seeked out some old enemies of my enemy. They had Svein in custody, and with the Saprastone knowledge I had, I managed to facilitate a similar break in the sleeping bloodline.
Not you being caught by the baddies.
Well, about that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
I'm sure you're here to
necessarily
explain.
caught.
Yes,
I
of
was
course
more
not.
born. Hence the
Mm.
chompers.
So what?
yeah,
So you got
My
sleeping
question-
bloodline from being turned into a vampire?
No, I was born like this.
You were born like
I'm-
the vampire.
Half vampire, as they would call it. Was born into his cult.
right,
Ah,
Wait, he's got a cult?
right.
The
I mean, he's a
bloodline, he
sage.
does.
Well, Yeah,
Gross.
the group that I came from, I don't think they're alive anymore, but you know, that's
Wait.
neither here nor there.
so you were part of the cult because your mom fucked around with the vampire thing.
To be fair,
Well,
he's quite hot.
I'm assuming what happened is my mother fucked my father, and
Mhm.
Samael, in his infinite wisdom, blessed the family, and here the fuck I am.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Less
I hate
understandable.
it
when did you
Adventures.
become? Wait, when did you
I'm
become
sorry,
sleeping
Darren,
bloodline though? Like, where's that on
We
the
can walk
timeline?
and talk if you prefer.
It's alright, get this out of your system now.
My
Take
main
one
thing I
out
want
of
to
our
know
system.
is what is the control Samael has over other vampiric kind?
Over other
Is it-
vampires, full-fledged, a lot. The spawn he makes, but Svein here is a blessing
Yes.
and a union of loyal worshippers. It is the
Right.
motive of most of the Bloodbriar to ascend to vampiric nature or undeath. Now, I don't know of his parents anymore, but he is no more controllable than Rainier, Zamani, or Merkestiel currently is.
To
But
be
there is
fair,
something
that's
unique
like-
about his lineage.
Well, look
Whatever way
special.
that the Dampiric blood is working, through small experiments we've been able to start recovering some of the memories. Specifically, you all remember that I got you all to retrieve a shard before. The group that went into
I
Mount
haven't forgotten.
Ondi, Svein has vague recollection of.
We
Oh,
went into Mount Ondi with the shard.
That's what
Well,
I'm
guarding the shard. He wasn't
remembering.
the one that... If Svein was holding the shard, he would hardly be connected to the sleeping bloodline still, as you're aware.
Not
Calicindia.
too aware.
well, that
Probably would've
means
lost
that
his mind
someone
first.
else out there got rid of the sleeping bloodline by the virtue
Yes.
of carrying the shard.
We know them to have been killed by the forces within Mount Ondi when they lost their
Ah.
mind.
I see.
Right. Okay.
But
Oh,
whatever the differences between Svein, I think I can learn a lot from learning the differences between you all. And I'm not just talking personality-wise. That perhaps if
There's
I
a lot of
use
that.
Svein as a fulcrum, a catalyst, through the same process, I can perhaps start restoring all of your memories of your time under the sleeping bloodline.
That's cool. One
Perfect.
question, Sven. Did you receive a cool letter from the saint?
That is real. Did I receive a cool letter from the saint?
You did. I'm working on it.
Ah.
Mhm.
Again, remember, those took me months to make, guys.
Yeah,
You're
that's
fine,
fine.
fine.
That's
You're
fine.
Spain sort of rummages through his bag and goes, "I got this thing. Don't know what the
Oh,
fuck
okay.
it means."
Right,
Though.
that'll do it.
That's fine. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, we can
Mhm.
work on that.
Well,
So you say you kill things. Is that with magic or weapons or both?
Well, people who killed my mother and my father and their whole thing, they raised me. They're a group called the Darrow Conclave, led by a paladin elf, somebody who specializes in killing the undead, and that's what I specialize in now. Except I don't. She uses the bow I use. It's a pretty sick axes, if I'm being honest.
right, and this conclave, can you tell us a little bit about them?
I have a much more
Uh,
important question. So, like, as a vampire, are you guys into like blood play at all, or like, is that like more like a food thing, or like?
Swear to
how does
God.
that-
Some money that can wait. That can wait. I think.
Cal just like looks over at John
we
Beer
can
and
do
just
this
like,
question first. This is gonna be an easy question. Fucking love it. Back to Kel.
Just curious.
right.
Kel, you were
This
asking
conclave.
the lineage of it, yeah? I wasn't told a whole lot about it. Frankly, didn't ask a lot, if I'm being honest. But my understanding is it was originally a group of paladin elves who were trying to fight back against the Darakul, I think is what their names were.
Correct.
Apparently, what Elivara told me, the ruling class didn't give a fuck about them, so they wanted to do it about themselves. And then most of them fucking died. So
That's a
Depends what
pathetic
happened. Depends what happened when you go up against the Darakul, unprepared and not in great numbers. Okay. Did they have much information about Samael and the like, or was it more so based on the Darakul?
Also, I'm going to message you something, Cade, that I meant to message you yesterday. 'Cause I'm sorry, I've been very tired this week.
you're good.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're
Just a
good.
sleepy gamer.
Yeah, you've been part of the sleeping bloodline. I mean, what?
So
the
similar
natural
thing. That
bloodline.
is one thing you need to tell me when you pick. You can pick when you want, but that is, as Jeremy say, another unifying factor is Svein also has a hostage within the Emperor of Ghoul's hold.
To be fair, that's not an everybody thing.
Yes, some of us are
it's
special
like
and
an
we get
us
our
thing,
friends
though.
getting empowered.
Hmm.
To be fair, she wasn't my friend.
I use that in the loosest term.
I don't know what that. Kel, you were asking me a question. Let's skip over what the fuck that was. That seems like a lot. I don't want to deal with it right now.
We can get into it another time. So I'm curious, is there any connections that you have that would potentially be used to destabilize realms, kingdoms, any sort
As of right
groups?
now?
And,
Probably not. But who the fuck knows?
No,
Old
but we can.
Saint of Undeath is he's a little unpredictable, for being honest.
Hmm.
I think what
And-
we can tell from Svein is they did help destabilize a region. As in, I helped
Right.
embed Svein to destabilize Mount Ondai.
That is something I did, yeah.
That's true.
Apparently.
As the Darrow Conclave finds its home within part of Mount Ondai.
right.
So, in regards to the breaking of your sleeping bloodline, what were the events that led up to that and around it?
That was me. As Svein was, again, the Darrow Conclave, one of their main bases and contacts is in Mount Ondai, and when they found rumor of one of their members, they showed up and secured Svein. I knew
Right.
that. I didn't know at the time when I reached out to them after Samael had informed me I was no longer needed. I went to them to, similar relations with us, the enemy of my enemy,
Of course.
and they showed me Svein, and I used the knowledge of Sapperstone that I saw with the bridge and the conduits and the little bit I still have under my disposal to emulate the same same situation, same
Circumstances.
environmental
Right.
force vein. And it worked, but it does... What we learned from that is it doesn't sever the sleeping bloodline, it just pulls one out of it. And as we know with... which I assume, either through his own agents or whatever, Jornveer knows that Raynor kind of got spookified.
Spooky boy.
Oh, yeah.
That it can be activated again, and that's not something we want to happen.
No, we saw how that went.
Svein, have you ever killed your allies?
Would I remember that, Des?
You would have been told of it.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, once.
Oh god, another
We'll
one.
have a great deal in common.
Weirdly enough.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Alright, to be
Well,
fair,
I didn't mean to. I mean, it makes you feel bad I didn't mean to. It's during the whole fucking sleeping shit.
Yeah.
to be fair, the stuff that's happened in our party wasn't even during the sleep and shit, so.
You guys sound fucked up.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I suppose we are a little bit.
That's an
So
understatement.
Jornveer.
Careful when that one gets really hurt in battle after she goes all fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
Feathery.
So avoid Rainier when she gets fluffy and hurt. Weird criteria, but I'll remember it.
Or if she starts making jokes, just hang up.
I don't know,
I'm
that was pretty
glad.
good before.
Jornveer, was that a joke or?
No, I am all serious. I put the mirror away when that happens. I just
Mute
kind of flip
button.
it over. Just,
Why do you think I hold onto the mirror now?
I appreciate it.
I got tired of getting hung
Um,
up on.
If there's anything we can do to aid with the whole process of covering memories and the like, then let us know, now or down the line. I would be most interested to know what happened during the Alpha years.
I'm not looking forward to what we did to that poor town.
Yeah.
No, but I want to know.
Oh, same.
Yeah, we fucked up a town, which was wild, apparently.
That sounded
Sure,
always
why
proud.
the fuck not?
Well, we didn't
Mm.
really. We weren't in charge of it.
Should I get a bit more information on what you meant by that shit?
Like slaughtered the entire town and resurrected them as undead, and then also allowed
it's fine.
higher.
Yeah, you know Thinvale?
You do not.
It's
I
all-
think.
Not really. I don't. I'm from like
Okay,
around
it's-
here, so not
Let's
really.
just say, Sven, let's just say that the thin veil just got thinner after we were done.
But you're saying
yeah.
undead, yeah?
Like lots and lots. Like
Oh, we're fucking
uh,
good then.
Vampire spawn.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
easy.
Sure.
Right,
That is
You know
what,
Swain's
Jordan?
specialty.
right.
Olivara, my trainer, she was known as a vampire hunter. So,
Oh,
I mean-
on the nose.
not to boast or anything, but kind of learned from the best,
You're-
you know.
I'm sorry, I stopped paying attention. What happened? I got bored.
I'm the
By
best.
For the
saying,
10th time.
I'm sorry. I'm that is best
But-
at what? Person?
you know, by you saying not wanting to boast means that you're about to boast.
yeah, that's
No,
because
that's
he's a
not
cocky
it.
prick.
That's like
I've
saying
made a
no pun
series of bad
intended.
decisions in my life, and it has led me to here.
Jornveer.
This
Yeah,
was
no shit,
another
Jordan.
good one.
To pull things back a little bit, Jornveer, do you have, well, in regards to whole operations in Lake Haspire, do you have,
I have a contact named Rolam. He has a shipping company that moves across Lake Headspire. He normally
Right.
steers clear of the center, but he is a
Mhm.
man who can be applied with money. We will all be
Alright.
traveling. And I say this with as much depression as possible. I wish I could go by myself.
You can say the word disdain. We'll allow you what this one's.
Hmm.
We'll have to
I
go
was
there
also-
together, as I've never been and I can't teleport there. The middle of Lake Headspire is dangerous. The Eye of Ruin has many forces that wish to keep things out. They don't wish for visitors. And if we encounter his followers, they can be reasoned with, but many creatures of magical might are drawn to that power, and they defend the islands. So, they can't be reasoned with.
Right. In terms of gaining an audience with the Eye of Ruin, you have that covered?
When we get close enough for me to beseech one of his followers and make the offer, yes, I believe it will be sufficient, but it isn't possible to send a letter ahead.
Right.
Have you
Understandable.
tried?
Understandable.
So we're kind of just going with, we're feeling things out as we go.
No, there's a plan.
normal for us.
I have a trident that I can beseech the Eye of Ruin to do this with, but we have to make it to the Eye of Ruin first.
Time out. He has the trident?
That's what he's
He
saying.
has a piece of the trident.
No, he didn't say a piece. He said the.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
We don't know much about
Lucky
the trident, so we
bastard.
can't really ask much. But like, cool, the trident.
Lucky
Fun
bastard.
behind the scenes fact. I think a big part of me being invited to this group was the fact that I read the lore and brought up the fact that we could technically find the trident and then be able to cross it with the sea. So
Yes.
the trident
It's
has
kinda good.
a nice warm little place in my heart. Just saying.
But we need to get past the creatures and close enough to his monastery where we can speak to his followers.
Okay.
Well, as long as no giant tiger dragons start flying at us, I think we should be mostly okay.
I think we have equally dangerous things to worry about.
Perfect.
It is
They
rumored
certainly-
that Lake Hethspire, unfortunately, does not like it when you try and make your way to the Eye of Ruin for selfish intention. That is ultimately
Yeah.
why we are going. It tries
Absolutely.
to reject you.
To be fair, we had an apple that made a nice litmus test, if you will, for how the woad felt about us. And it was a delicious apple for both me and Mercastio. And then it turned into mulch the second the Rainer touched it.
Another thing I want to ask is like, what do we consider selfish reasons? Like, I'm doing all of this for Clay because he's my boy.
Yes, not the same. I'm
Um,
doing
real-
this for
real
me
quick.
so I can save my daughter.
I just want to touch on something real quick. Apple turned to mush. Brandon, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I
Woad
wish
didn't
I
like her.
knew. It's
Yeah.
probably like the Woad heard from a friend of a friend that my dad was an asshole, and apparently I have to apologize for him.
Dude,
Don't you think it
same.
probably
My
has
dad's
more to
also
do
an
with
asshole, I
more
think.
recent
Yeah.
events?
Somebody what?
Don't you think it probably has to do with more recent events?
I mean, I've never been to the Woad before this. Or do you mean like the thing with the?
Yeah, the
The
thing
burning.
with the pissing off the people who have very strong connections with the yeah.
Maybe
And burning a tree
again,
that
I
was
said
literally
sorry
a part
though.
of the wood. I mean, you said sorry, but you don't remember how we talked about that whole like apologies have to meet the severity of the crime.
So you saying I needed to say sorry twice?
I'm meaning you need to do something that atones for the.
Oh,
your
don't worry, I'm
wrongdoings
about to
and-
go like swimming nude in the Lake Hellspire. I got it covered.
You know what? As long as it works, good job. I appreciate you trying to atone.
I'm sorry
what
for
you've
bringing
done.
you into this. Faye.
Joranvir? Joranvir, I hope you have a
Did
separate
they-
cabin.
Did they try and burn down the fucking woad?
No,
Th-
do not say they.
We didn't. We did not. Don't involve us in this shit.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
keep me
piece
out of
this
any of
together.
this.
Alright, let's. Y'all talking about burning some. I'm hearing burn some wood. Y'all talking about it together, so I'm trying to work some shit out here. Did you try and burn down my forest?
Yes. Yes.
There was a member of our group that decided to strike out on her own and trying in an attempt to save her own ass. Yes, she did. She is no longer with us.
No, I gathered that because I wasn't introduced to who I have to assume was Anna. She is the missing
Yeah,
piece, clearly.
Mhm.
she's no longer with anyone. Let's be honest here.
No, she's with certain people. It's just she's in certain people in a very specific location.
Joranvir, she was like the one that had the phoenix and then the hell shit. Yeah, like that was Anna. Yeah,
Yes.
cool. She's probably just down in Assyrius. Then that's she. I don't fuck with that shit.
Understandable. It's a lot to fuck with.
I've heard.
We're going to die when we go to the Emperor of Ghouls. It's just what's going
Ah,
to happen.
Joranvir,
Not necessarily.
You're fine.
It's
You,
not
you've got
necessarily.
me. We'll be good.
Okay,
Joranvir?
personally,
Fair.
I'm tired of the flavor of the dialogue. Let's move this to the boats, maybe.
That was very eloquent of you. The flavor of the dialogue. I like that.
Yeah.
If we're heading out, y'all
That's
jumping off the tree because I call first dibs.
Oh, we've already done it.
Fantastic. See you out there. He just runs.
Joranvir, you learn to tune out some of the things that get said and grow numb to some of it. You'll be alright.
as you guys are walking out, you just hear "Yo!" as he fucking seems off.
And you just hear Santa, wait a second, which pulls the ring and then the ring jumps out after.
Wait, so our babysitter jumped too?
No, he did the ring to
He just
activate it for.
Understandable.
It's very obvious that Svane's been here a couple of times, so he's pretty confident about moving around.
You want to make some face at a person again, just like, we do it again?
Fine. I'll see you all at the boat, as Joranvir just snaps his fingers and teleports away.
We have a certain way of annoying that guy.
Do my best.
Yeah, Merc will do this because it's also kind of funny again, but also because she didn't like the fall, but she knows she kind of has to do it.
She's
so
peer
she'll
pressured
cast-
into it.
Yeah.
Would you like to go
She
together?
will.
I think I do.
Yeah, but shutting my eyes won't help. This
Then
will.
you-
This is stupid, but this will help. And Merc casts daylight, which blinds her because of the robe of eyes. So
Wow.
Merc flashbangs herself.
she is blinded for a
When the
minute,
grenade
making a
bounces
con
back.
save.
Yeah.
Making a con save at the end of each turn.
Yes, we
So-
talked about this.
So Merc just flashbanged herself and then jumped off and was like, I'm good on my own.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
The flex.
Would anybody else like to go together? We could do a barrel roll.
You know what? Why not? I've never flown before. Well, not really.
I could do my best. You
let's
still
see
need
it.
to be attached to a vine, though, just in case. I'm not the strongest person.
Vines up.
Just in between the shoulder blades.
There's definitely like
They're
I
just
don't
like
know how-
praying before.
I don't know how he feels about motion sickness, but he said, "Sure, why not? Let's try to fly." So someone's like, "Okay, cool. We're gonna do a barrel, and then we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a corkscrew, like all of it.
Loop-de-loop.
Like this is a roller coaster
screaming.
right now."
Just screaming.
Meanwhile, because Des said it takes like 1.5 rounds to get down there.
Yeah, about 9 seconds.
Merc is
seconds.
blind. Yeah, Merc is blind for 1.5 rounds once she hits the ground. Like she's just there, just like 1.5 rounds, just.
For Cal, they're
Make her
going
down.
very, very fast, and then all of a sudden she just floofs at her wings, and they like almost stop for a second. And then
Give
they
me just a
flip
strength
down.
check to see if Cal gets like slingshotted with the vine.
Okay. I rolled a nat 20.
Whiplash.
That's a stupid.
No, you keep a hold on him.
Let's go. No whiplash. Let's go.
Nice. Nice. Still like
Just
shaky
not
legs,
playing
just balancing on the ground, like fuck.
And Swanee's just like light on her feet, like very, like almost like bouncing on like the balls of her feet, like. Ta-da.
Alright.
If we're gonna get to the boat, I wanted to do some walking and talking just so Svain
Yeah,
can get to
I assume this is all walking and talking.
Mm-hmm.
I figured this is still us falling because a lot of falling was described just now. So I assume we're walking to the boat.
Mhm.
Cool.
Let's go.
Svain is confidently walking ahead, just gonna spin around on a heel and start walking backwards and go, "So Rainier, what the fuck is happening with you? Like, why does the world fucking hate you?"
I mean, Zamani's theory is that since I was with Anna and Anna decided to burn a tree in the wood, I kind of am like a culprit by proxy, I guess.
No, I can see that being the case. I've operated out of these forests for honestly most of my life, bar like 13 years if you take away the sleeping bloodline, 10 years if you take 13 years more or less.
Hmm.
If you need help sort of getting reconnected with this place, I can help. It
Oh,
takes
I
a
got
little
some
bit.
goop.
Goop.
Yes, the alchemist store here gave me some goop. They said slap it on.
Which one? Which one gave it to you?
The ivory steps. Ivory steps.
He's a bit more reputable. It's probably a bit more trustworthy.
It's 50% chance that it's a prank, but I'm still gonna try. As I understand in this society thing, the intent is what matters sometimes.
The word can sort of see through a lot of the surface level shit. Like, if I'm being honest, if I walked out there, the word would see right through me. and it would seek confidence. But that's beside the point.
Okay, chill out. Another question. Are you like a hunter like me?
Kind of, yeah. Hunt undead things. Ranger. Prefer using my axes as he gets like his little bag he's carrying on his back and pulls out his axe.
Are these
Can't
the
really carry
sick
around because they yelled at for
axes?
it. Yeah, they're fucking awesome, aren't they?
That's why I hear coughing.
Huh?
Do they have names?
That's a joke. Sick,
Gotcha.
coughing.
I see.
God.
It's like, but okay, no, it's fine. Yeah, no.
It that
it's
clicks
fine.
why Jordan Beard
I
described it as
recent-
this.
I just recently came out of the Sleeping Bloodline. It's fine. It's cool.
Okay.
Do they have names? Your axes?
Thing 1 and thing 2.
Nice.
Heard it was a reference or something. Couldn't tell you what.
So what's
Okay,
like
they
the
are
coolest
things, I
thing
guess.
that you hunted?
Coolest thing I hunted. Well, that's a great fucking
Measuring
question.
dicks. Right.
It immediately starts typing to me.
Now, I was gonna say something and just sort of make some shit up, but is there something in or around the Woad that is undead that the Darrow Conclave would have hunted together?
Undead near the world. Together,
Well, let's
yeah,
say-
probably. Like I'd say you could have easily hunted a corrupted Vine Lord.
Cool.
I
That
remember
sounds
those
cool as
guys.
shit.
Didn't we kill one of them?
I think so.
Or there's always like the bone collectives.
What?
The what?
That sounds
pretty
like
Bone collector.
Excuse me, Des? Excuse me?
that
That
sounds
you,
like a
Spaghetti.
co-op.
Can
That
you
sounds
repeat that?
literally just like a co-op.
Has anyone else seen the very obscure TikTok of a person dressed up as a fey creature trying to trade people for their bones?
Yes.
No.
No.
God, okay.
No.
Thank you, Kate, for understanding me, because that's the first thing I thought of.
Right. So there's like two things on my mind right now I'm thinking of. So there was this one thing. It was basically like a living plant, but it was super fucked up.
Okay.
Essentially, it was like if you took the word and corrupted the fucking shit out of it. Me and my group killed that thing. Or there was also this big fuck off thing that was just, it looked like a mass of bones, but shit did it pack a punch. We killed that thing too.
Okay. I
Right,
guess that's
right.
cool.
Okay. We managed to kill a Darrakul high priest. That was fun.
And y'all fucking alive?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fucking not bad.
Quite a number of weeks ago as well.
He's quite weak to this thing called ranged attacks.
Mm.
Also, you have
I
a
mean-
potty mouth on you.
Do you prefer me not to fucking swear? Because I'll struggle, I'll be honest.
Yeah, like, can you? That's probably gonna give you psychic damage.
For reference, guys, Bone Collective is yeah, I'll show you this thing.
Some robed
Let's
asshole.
see how.
If you want to see
horrifying
it, you
is.
can see it on the.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that is
It
a
looks
mouth
What
only
is
a
very
it?
mother would
goofy.
love.
Rib bones.
It looks cute.
That's cute. Can we have it one as a pet?
Yeah,
Oh
can we
no,
adopt
their tiny bones rustle when they move. Oh.
If you'd like to see
They're just-
this horrible abomination, please feel free to join the Discord.
They're just going around
Wait.
going.
Okay, that's AJ's
It's almost the description.
interpretation.
A Bone Collective is almost a fluid. Almost a fluid.
Almost a fluid. Okay, now I require everyone to give me their best Bone Collective impression. What's the sound? AJ had theirs. What's the next one? I personally think they go.
Yeah, I was thinking like a
beatboxing
sort of fucking
Yeah,
noise.
more
Nice.
like just like a
Cicada.
Have you ever heard a bamboo wind chime before?
Give us
Never.
your best impression.
For like the
The-
donk
yeah.
donk donk donk.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll give
like
you
something
my
like that.
best impression.
Oh.
Stop it! I don't like it.
Oh,
Shit.
No,
Okay, we're
no.
we're
psychic
we're
damage.
walking and talking. Okay, we're
We're
talking. We're
walking
walking.
here.
We're moving.
We're
going
walking
forward.
here.
Please stop.
God says code.
Hey,
Thank you,
closest
Ray.
Cove as I'm traumatizing the
Hey.
party with a fucking
Please
hourglass again.
Put the fucking hourglass away. I
How are
have
you guys?
trauma.
What are you doing? You did Humblewood again?
Forgot the
How did that
question
go?
last.
I don't think
What's up? How'd it go?
magic lasts.
We're playing our main campaign as we're making our way to the middle of Lake Hetspire to try and cure the party of their sleeping bloodline, the thing that cost them 4 years of their life.
Could say that we're making our way downtown.
Don't.
Walking
Technically,
fast,
yeah.
extremely fast.
So,
Aces paths.
Fuck my life.
Now, what did Raina ask? Because I've forgotten completely.
She was just joking about you having a potty mouth and not knowing
Ah.
how to turn it off. How old
Gotcha.
does he look, though? That's my question.
enough.
He looks pretty young.
Gross.
Don't do it like that. That makes it sound like adjacent to pedophilia. Stop it.
Yeah.
He looks.
Don't be pedophile adjacent. We just
He
got a
looks like he's in.
raid.
He looks like he's in his early 20s.
Okay.
Is
The
there
attitude then
a,
explainable.
Deplorable,
Is
but
there a-
explainable.
All of us in
AJ.
our basically late 20s.
He's a
Is
baby.
there a like? Is there a wisdom to his eyes? Like with how
No.
elves look fucking young, but you can tell that they're older than they appear. Like, is there a sense of that? Like,
Does he
Give me an
have
insight.
trauma eyes?
I will give you an insight. Basically, yeah, is he older than he appears? Is what Merc is asking.
Yeah, but by 1 year.
That is a natural 19 for like fucking 29 insight. Yeah, maths.
What do you think, Kate? What does Svein seem older by the eyes?
Svein seems like he looks like he's in his early 20s.
Okay.
He's a bro. He's a Chad. Like, there's nothing else
Mhm.
He'd
going on.
absolutely
He's
be a
the
part of a
most
frat.
fucking-
Yeah,
He
he's a
unironically
frat
says
boy.
this food is fire. Just
While he's munching on a coal.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
Are we at the boats?
yes, you make
absolutely.
it.
He's got 3 more people to talk to.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
I'm in
So he's
danger.
going to.
He
He's going
wants
to
to
spin
roleplay
on.
and indulge them.
Yeah, I'm fucking doing this. And I'm forcing on motherfuckers to spend the last hour to roleplay. Which
Okay.
sounds fucking weird, by the way. If
I'm
Yeah.
not opposed.
Are you okay,
Oh.
Kate?
I don't.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I think I'm tired.
Who are you picking on now?
You, Merc. He's going to stop in his tracks and like break
How you
and
doing?
swing an arm around Merc and just sort of start walking next to, not just sort of arm around.
That's
and
how
go-
he hoops and gets tortured.
Yeah, Merc will gently try and push him away and be like, not too friendly just yet, thank you.
All right, my bad. That's on me. I thought we were fucking better, but you know, being part of the god, being part of the world, you know, we're different. I get it. Tell me about them though. The god shit. Obviously, I support the word. You support the gods there.
Mm.
How's that sort of go there? How is it going to work between us? We good?
I don't see there being an issue as long as neither of us try to convert each other, because, you know, that would be rude to both of us.
Look, I'm not the converting kind. All right? I fuck around with the word. I fuck around in the word. I mean, the world's my fucking oyster when it comes to this place. Anything can be whatever you want it to be.
Right. If you can be anything you want to be, you chose to be that. Righto.
I didn't choose
Sure.
to. I mean, if you're talking about the half vampire shit, I didn't choose to be this. I fucking hate it. But like
Not
a ranger
what I
who,
was-
who worships the word, absolutely.
Merc meant your personality, your vibe.
Oh, no, I get it now. Ah, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
it
fair.
was-
Most
it was-
people
it was-
fucking hate
it
me
was
when they
my
first meet
attempt
me.
to-
It's great.
It was my
Oh,
attempt at a
same.
joke. Yeah, I mean, the gods are incredible. They've done great things for me. I've done great things for them, and hopefully it will continue that way.
As far as I understand, you worship four of the gods.
For gods, yes. It's.
Do you have like a favorite? Because like I heard with
No.
parents, when they have kids, they usually have a favorite. You've got to have a favorite, right?
Gun to the head.
It does.
Zephyr?
It does not work that way.
She does
It
have a
doesn't work
least
that way.
favorite.
Oh, who's that?
No,
She's trying to fix it. Give her some
I'm
credit.
trying to be better than
Oh, is
I
that-
was.
Is that the Solelio stuff? Like, are we keeping them the hush hush? Is that we can
Yeah, a
something we can
little
talk
bit.
about now? All right, cool.
You can talk about it. It's fine.
It's
Celelio
clearly
just
not
killed
fine.
my
Yeah, I heard
grandfather
she
figure.
I heard she fucked up this whole group. Like, I heard Anna earlier on was fucking with it, and then wasn't fucking with it, and she fucked you, Merc. I don't know what the hell. I mean, if you're into that sort of shit.
Kind of like the
Yes,
not
she has.
fun kind of fucking.
Oh,
But
I misfucking understood that. That's on me.
I
love
think
to hate this person.
Yeah, I hate him so much.
Oh yeah, like it's great. I think that all of the gods are very complicated, as are humanity. Humanity are complicated. I think that there's definitely going to be a rebuilding process between myself and the gods. It's begun with quite insane news, honestly. I forgot to tell the rest of you, but turns out the Phoenix that Anna was hosting was kind of like the embodiment of the actual sun, like that one.
I mean, I thought we knew that
really.
it was important because of how much Celelio really wanted it back.
Yeah, but it was the actual sun.
That does
Okay.
change things a
It's
bit.
like a powerful celestial that is the sun. That's fucking insane.
How does that work considering that the Phoenix is kind of undead now, but the sun still seems kind of fine? Is it like a being
Who
of
knows?
the sun?
Maybe that's why the weather's been colder.
I don't know much about
That's a
Phoenixes, but I'm
joke.
pretty confident they go undead. Because I know undead. Those motherfuckers don't really, undead. They just kind of resurrect.
Yeah, sure.
You know what, Sven? You still haven't talked to Cal. I bet
Say.
he'll love this.
I mean, I can talk to Cal. He looks like he's fucking hated. How you doing, Cal?
Pleasure to meet you.
What the fuck is up with you? Why you got some shit in your eyes?
Alright. Here's a book. Write your name in it, please.
Death
me.
Note.
I mean, it's a bit forward.
Mm,
It'll keep you alive.
I mean, I'll keep myself. I mean, if you're
All right,
offering,
I'll take it
I
back.
mean,
No, that's alright.
like
that's
if you're offering, I'd rather be taken out to dinner first. But I'll sign your autograph. My autograph.
You finished?
Oh no, I'm fucking done. Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, perfect. Here you go.
He's gonna write his name. He's gonna really calligraphy it up. Like it's gonna be hand up to the shit house.
Doesn't
The
matter.
entire
And
it
then-
page is
and then
taken
it-
up.
As it always happens, it just translates into very neat sort of elvish script into the
Ah,
book.
you fucking ruined it. Ah, oh well.
I perfected it. That's alright.
No, it was perfect before. But tell me about yourself. What's up with your whole shit? Like, as far as I'm aware, from Paladin Elf culture, y'all don't like each other. I mean, you
Like
seem
what?
fine enough, if I'm being honest.
Thank you. That means nothing to me, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I love Cal just literally grinding his fucking teeth throughout this conversation.
Yeah.
He's enjoying it somewhat. He's enjoying giving someone
Yeah,
shit.
The star
Um,
shit. Like, what's up with, do you need to, wipe it off? I don't,
No.
again, don't know much about yous. Starless usually implies the lack of shit in the eyes.
Correct. That is probably something we can discuss later once I get to know you a bit better.
No, it's a trust thing. I see.
It is a
I
trust
got
thing.
you.
Mm.
It's 'cause of
You
the-
seem
it's
very
'cause of the
open
teeth,
to,
isn't it?
to say a lot of things about yourself, but not all of us are quite the same.
I'll get to you eventually. People hate me to
Right.
begin with, but eventually, over the course of 5 years, they love me because they're forced to. I'm
Well,
fucking with
hopefully
you.
this doesn't-
Most people usually will up to me.
John Veer just walks.
Hopefully
I
it doesn't
have
take-
not. As you get to the port,
All right.
you can continue your conversation.
Well, let's hope it doesn't take 5 years to complete the
I'll be
mission.
quicker
I
than
mean.
that. I mean, you guys will love me. I promise.
Do you have a deep-seated desire to be loved and cared for?
Not particularly, no.
Oh.
I
Insight
actually,
check.
the people I come from, they loved and cared for me until I got the whole sleep and bloodline thing, and then they kicked me out for a bit, told me to go cure the shit. Essentially, told me to go cure this shit.
So is it
'Cause I
more
killed
of an
one of them.
expectation then for the love and affection that you've grown to accustomed to with your upbringing?
Nah, not particularly. I
Do you
just
have
think
a
I'm pretty
hard time
great. People should love
reconciling-
me.
Do you have a hard time
I've got it.
reconciling with your past, with your current mission, and your life now?
You said a lot of fucking words.
Okay, guys, I appreciate you tries to psychoanalyze this guy. There's not a thought behind those eyes.
Oh,
This
I
is
was
as
just
simple
waiting
as it
for my
gets.
turn.
Okay.
I'm not named here, so I'm going to run to the bathroom while you
still
continue
talking to
this.
Cal, but you can, you can go. But you can absolutely go.
Oh, but you're the one who was initiating conversations with everybody.
I mean, you look like you want to be. I mean, what's your thought? What is your whole deal?
In general,
gosh.
I mean, I enjoy spending time protecting my friends, also fucking around when I have the time, you know.
Literally.
A nice dark red wine. And I'm pretty simple, honestly.
What's the best wine you've had?
Oh, there was this really nice bottle. We got it from a friend. He had kept it around for a long time. I don't remember the year exactly. I kind of drank it when I was. Yeah, I drank it when I was really depressed, but it's fine. I had a wonderful time. It made me much better.
Look, you drink when you're depressed, you drink when you're happy, you drink because you're fucking drinking. I get you.
Yeah, that's fair. Tastes good.
Oldest wine I've had, found on a corpse. Looks like it'd been there for a while, covered in like 6 layers of dust.
Was it still good?
Fucking brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Pretty sure I
glad.
stole it from a dead guy. Might be haunted.
It seems like you did, yeah.
He wasn't using it.
That you know of.
Ah, he's dead.
That
If he wasn't
you know
dead,
of.
then he was dead because we would have killed him, but he was dead.
Was it a grave site that you took it from, or was it
No,
you
it was
just
just some
lying there
fucking-
as a corpse?
Just some corpse on the floor, man.
Good.
Some
Good.
corpse on the floor. By the way,
Good.
if we're at the docks now, like waiting for the ship perms, Rainy is just like, as we're talking, just takes off all of her stuff and gets naked in front of the water.
Is-
So I lets out a nice low whistle.
There's a lot of scars.
Holy shit.
Don't mind me,
Zamani,
just
this-
gooping up.
Is that something she usually does? Is that like
No,
Does she clean
remember
herself
she
with
told you
water?
the thing where she's trying to make friends
Yeah,
in the
but-
forest? No, that's
Yeah,
what
but
she's
that-
doing now.
Yeah, no.
She doesn't
I
want to
never
get
heard of
close
that
dirty.
step. I did not heard of that. I didn't never heard of that step.
Us
Goop.
either.
I love how I said the next time the world presents something to you to give you the opportunity, and Rainer's like, I found a
I
pot,
see
I found
what
the
you
lake.
presented to me.
We
I
walked
mean,
to it.
valid.
Yeah. The water has
Watch-
been
watch-
presented to my eyes.
Hey!
Rainier doesn't really think that's
D-Rap,
fun.
thanks for the follow. We're now officially at 400.
What?
Very
Need
fun.
20 more.
Boom.
God, 20 more.
20 more, come on.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Nice.
I like to think that Rainier walks in like covered in this goop and shit, and the water just parts, just trying to
I
get
am
away from
Moses
her
now.
because it's like this water is not presented.
Yeah.
So,
This water
not
is not
good water.
sponsored by
as
the water.
you talk, the
Hold the fuck on.
Jordan now walks
Stop
up to you.
talking.
So do you want
Let
to talk
me
on the
fucking
boat?
roleplay.
No.
I mean, if you want to talk to me, we keep talking to me. I'm just trying to get you to talk on the boat now.
Never.
All right, keep talking as Rainier strips and tries to get into the lake.
Absolutely. She's doing that. She's distracted. I'm going to continue my conversation with Zamani before all that shit kicked off with Rainier being naked. So, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly from what I was told, you're a warlock with some devil, yeah? Like, you fuck with the devil shit. As I so elegantly put it before.
Yeah.
How'd that
From
go
the
for you?
past.
That seems fucking wild.
I mean, it was going pretty good for me up until kind of recently. It's been a bit rougher.
Is it because of the whole devil shit? Because, like, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, you see, our wonderful friend over here got disintegrated, so I decided to trade my soul in order to.
Dude, you got fucking dusted? That's funny.
I
You know
hate
the whole
him.
thing where you're talking about trying to make friends,
Jordan,
which you
dear
just
boy.
did
Oh,
set you
shit.
back a bit. You should
Oh,
apologize
my
for that.
bad. Sorry. I didn't realize the dusting thing was like a sensitive topic. That's on me. My bad.
Do we?
But yeah, so I got traded as a part of that, and trying to get back.
Well, that's fucking rough.
Yeah.
How the hell does that fucking work? How do you get traded?
Well, my soul was traded for cows.
It's like Pokemon cards.
Crypto.
I don't know what
souls.
Pokemon is.
Anyways,
Is that like some form of fake creature?
Yeah, little cards
Sure.
with fake creatures on them. Yeah.
Fake 'em on.
So, like, is your soul owned by 2 devils or just the one?
they're just the one.
And it was
The
the devil
second
that disintegrated that motherfucker. Pointing to Cal.
Yes. So now
I
I
don't
disintegrate
think
motherfuckers
Cal's-
for him.
That can't be
Yeah,
fun, man.
Yeah. I don't think Cal's fucked any mothers that I know of.
I
You'd be
guess it depends on
surprised.
if
A
you're
lot of
talking
people,
about mommies.
a lot of people can
telling
surprise you, man.
Hmm.
No, Zamani, I can't help Merc for shit. Her god shit, I don't fuck with that. Devil shit, I mean, I fuck with it in terms of the fact that I can fight. Can't really help with like fixing relationships with a god, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I could at least help there.
Are you offering to help me with my current situation?
If I fucking happen to be there when it happens.
Interesting. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. So,
But I'm just gonna throw something out here real quick.
yes.
I can make a private area for everybody. So if anyone ever needs some alone time, like, I mean,
Wait a minute.
Just come and see me.
Do you mean we don't ever have to camp again?
fuck no. You can't?
Yes.
Dude, I love living in the trees. I create a whole fucking thing up there. It is comfortable as shit.
Okay, you've just earned
So
quite a few
tempted
brownie
to-
points.
I'm so tempted to cast silence. Dude's cockiness.
Alan, meanwhile, sending a fucking message to Zahiri. Teach me, magnificent. Imagine I need to show this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Somebody's literally just like, I don't ever have to camp again.
God,
Well,
imagine
I
if Cal
can-
gets Magnificent Mansion. Zamani will die. She'll be like,
Sorry, it's not,
luxury.
it is not
Yeah.
Magnificent Mansion. It is Magnificent Sect Mansion. Because that's all it will be
I'm
used
sorry,
for.
sorry.
No, Cal
It's
just over here
just
running
sex
it with the
dungeon.
desperate.
Liam's tiny fuck up.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Now, continuing. Another thing I'm able to offer all of you guys, all you motherfuckers. Zamani, I've heard a thing or two about you. I think I can help. I've heard a few of these. I've heard a few of these people, points over at Rainier, don't like letting you sneak. I am a master at sneaking. I can show you how to sneak like nobody has seen before.
With
I don't think
that
I need
set
to
of
be shown
lungs,
how to snake.
Why are you
If you
pointing
can
at
make-
me?
if you can
You
approve
might
them.
not, but some people might.
To be
Sorry.
fair, the armor does pose quite a challenge to have to deal with.
Oh, that can be fixed.
With
Looking
that-
over armor.
with that set of lungs that you have, you can be quiet?
Oh, absolutely, I can. It's not necessarily about being quiet. I mean, quiet helps. But the way I manage it is if you look carefully enough, nature itself will guide you in a path that is quiet.
Turn. You want to try explaining that in a way that sounds a lot less like hooky bullshit?
Oh, well, as a
Tempted to
ranger,
silence
I
as he
can cast
describes it.
spells. So as a spellcaster, I'm able to utilize nature's magic, and it opens up sort of a extra sense that I can see that lights a path that is to avoid any detection.
That was a little bit
Right.
better. Good job.
Oh, you
I
welcome.
mean, I can see invisible shit too, but you know.
That's
Oh, it's
not
not invisible
what he
shit I'm
means.
saying. Nature itself is opening up to me and showing me the path.
Okay, you have to stop describing it
God.
like that.
I mean, I
Oh,
can
but it's
find a
funny
path as
though.
well.
You're all reacting hilariously to it. I have to keep
No,
doing
Silence.
it that
I
way.
understand that you're doing it intentionally, but I'm just saying that by leaning
Dying
into this
gods,
even
give me
more, you
strength.
understand that you're making it much harder for them to like you.
I put so as soon as he was like, "It's funny though," I put a dome of silence, so the dome is just encompassing him and none of us.
You're all like he's standing near you guys. How are you doing that?
It's a 20-foot sphere, so I would be able to. I mean, I might catch one other person, sure.
Me,
Um,
please.
You
No,
want to be in the
'cause-
dome so you can hear him? Okay, cool.
No, you
Merc
don't.
upcasts deafness on the entire party but Spain.
Yeah.
Creatures are deafened while entirely inside it, so yeah, you'd be fine, and we would be fine too.
Well, I think
if-
what they're trying to say is that how the hell are you going to get a 20 diameter circle with only them in it when they're in the middle of like a conversation circle that we're having?
Oh yeah, 100%. But it catches one or two of us. Just
So as
You can leave
Fane's
me in there
speaking,
since we're in
he's
the
just-
middle of a conversation.
He's just sitting there like, the nature
oh wow, he's got a mute button.
steps out of the fucking zone of silence and goes, well, that was weird. Kind of a fucked up move, Merc.
Sure.
You think I could? I just said I was a spellcaster. I could see.
I've like dispelled that dome. I'd like to think that as he got animated, he walked back into it. He like paced and went.
I don't know. I can fuck with a cocky asshole. You know, I mean, it's fine. It's quite entertaining.
You just said that you can fuck with a cocky asshole.
I mean,
did. I'll say it
the
again.
woman said what she said.
Mhm.
I just appreciate the phrasing.
Say the words of money.
It
So-
was intentional. And now you're getting a bit ahead of yourself.
I mean, anybody here can. I'm not really into. Well, I haven't
Not
necessarily. Looking at Cal, I haven't really tried, but it's the first time for everything.
You leave my twink alone.
Oh, he's yours? Oh, that's my bad. I didn't understand. That's on me.
No, this is a communal twink.
Oh, so that is a possibility then.
Oh,
Just don't insult him like that.
I mean, I'm just saying
Yeah.
I haven't tried it before, and if he's into it.
When is this boat going to fucking arrive, please? Please.
don't make any moves on
Well, the
me.
boat's here. I'm just not letting you go because she's still. I don't know why she's fucking with the water, but she is.
The water's like hydrophobic stuff. It's like moving away from me.
Oh, this is cool, actually. I wonder, can I walk to the center of the lake like this?
Yeah, then it
Yeah,
just all goes on top of you and crushes you with the pressure.
Just
Wait,
between us
that's
four.
Not
Just between us
appropriate.
four. If
That's
she's into she looks like she could step on me. 100% fucking down for that shit.
Everyone's got a type.
No idea. No idea what Rainier's type is really.
Yeah, you haven't
Because
seen her
whatever
flirt
Savanya
once.
is, it's not that.
Yeah. I don't think she knows how to flirt. Had a very sheltered life, should we say?
To be fair, if she's going to be flirting with anyone, it's probably going to be Olivia.
Yeah, probably.
I can see that.
I will say, don't flirt with me, please. I don't swing that way at all.
She's also engaged. Don't
Yeah,
worry, I learned the
I
hard way
mean-
too.
That's fair enough. I ain't gonna fuck with an engaged person. I'm not like that. Fuck that. I respect the sanctity of marriage.
Right. Okay.
Ray is
Sure.
putting the armor back over the goopiness and just like,
She's just gotten slimed on Nickelodeon. Congratulations.
yeah, like,
Ugh.
I
That
think
sort
she's
of
done. Let's
stuff.
go on this fucking boat.
Please.
oh, we were waiting on me. My fucking bad.
So,
Hey, that's
as
my
you guys
fucking line.
as you guys all get onto the boat, Jarenvir is just like staring as this all happens. It's just hating life. And there's this very, very beautiful wood elven man. Pretty suave looking. Standing atop. He's kind of like still like in like kind of the robes from the Valyrium canopy is just like living in it at this stage.
Nice.
But why wouldn't you?
Raph, you have to put that on the Discord.
I will. I'll put that on this one.
What did you put in?
Yes,
put it on the
please
Discord
check
now.
the general chat for our party.
Yeah, I got it. I'm currently. One second. Copy
Raph made the
image.
best meme.
Very
So-
accurate meme.
Okay, here we go. There we are.
Oh, perfect. There we go. Everyone can see it now.
So,
Yep.
a beautiful tan skin, short blonde hair, oiled back, bright blue eyes. He's kind of flowing gown of Azurian silks. Well, all right. That one's a little sticky, but we can always hose them down. The pleasure's all yours. Roland Urisian of Urisium Shipping. Puts his hand out to be kissed by whomever would so wish.
I don't think anyone wishes.
A
The
pleasure.
Svane's look up, scoop the hand, and just like really eloquently lean in for a kiss, almost in a mocking sense.
But he doesn't give a fuck. Welcome to my ship. One of many, you see. I hear you're all trying to get to the middle of Lake Hetzspire. Interesting choice. Not very profitable for trading, but Jornveer shows me he would be made worth my while. So, I'll put it this way, Jornver did not pay for good rooms for you all. So you'll be sleeping with the sailors in the bottom bunks.
Alright.
If there's anything that I need to know of ahead of time, please do inform me. But we shouldn't be more than a few days out from where we'll be dropping you all. The lake can be inhospitable, but I think you should be okay. It's about 3 days before we start getting to some landmass. In which case, we'll only bring you to the outer ring. I'm sure there's connectors between them. Well, you can figure it out. But while you're on my ship, please don't make any unnecessary mess or don't touch the shipments. That's my profit. And I don't take kindly when people mess with that. But if you stay in your cots and your designated areas, I'm sure we won't have any issues. Thank you for choosing to sail Eurasian.
Thank you for having us on board. A pleasure to meet you.
So,
I feel like everyone else is just...
As you get brought to your chambers, I feel like this is a natural point to bring it to a close.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we are still ending a little early because my work just hates me, and that's very cool of them. Other than that, we're going to be live again on Wednesday. Myself and Raf doing a little bit of world building. I think is the overall plan. But thank you for everyone who followed today. Thank you, Heavyweight RPG. Thank you, D-Rab. Thank you, 7 Dungeons. We hit over 400, which is really, really cool. Cool to us. We're on 401 now. We're only 19 away from the cool gamer number of 420. So if you're not already following, consider dropping a follow on the channel. We'd really, really appreciate it if you liked what you saw. That'd be pretty cool. We are live with our mainline campaign, Kingslayers, every Monday at 12 p.m. GMT, and slowly but surely getting back to 2 streams a week, and then hopefully in the next few weeks sprinkling in more. There's even talks of some other stuff happening between myself and Raf as I get ready to pitch more ideas and to start devoting a little bit more time to this. More information to come. But if it's within your means, join the Discord. It is within your means. If I finally got all the players in the group to join. Also, I wasn't joking. Y'all joined the Discord. You thought I was memeing. This was a milestone. So guess what? You get a level.
Nice.
I finally have 30 fucking spell slots.
So yeah, the party is level 14. When everyone, please, when you roll your HP stats, we'll do that now before we go. This is kind of why I ended about 10 minutes before. So we can roll HP. And Ed, I'm going to give you advantage because I just feel so bad for how you rolled so far.
Oh yes, that's bad fucking rolls.
But please, player, do tell me what you take, so I can make the level up infographic this time. I think it's only, I don't know if it's ASIs or anything. You're level 14 now, I believe.
Yes. So we will be.
Yeah.
No. So it's not. That's 16th. Is the next one.
I don't know. Mine's a bit different from everyone
Yours is a bit different. You're going to level 10. No, 11.
Weird.
No, 11.
So you don't get it, you just get Mystic Arcanum. So just tell me what you're taking a class in. If you're multi-classing and give me your HP roll, just send it to me as a direct message so I can post a level up infographic. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, a lot of stuff. But expect things to start getting a little bit more turbulent on these seas as you're out of the safe zone now. And I was going to do combat, but I didn't want to do that without Cade because...
Yeah.
I did message the party. I'm like, you motherfuckers get in combat without me. That's gonna fucking go. Yeah,
That's cool.
you guys should get access to some cool stuff at level 14 total for some of you. Like, Cal will get an otherworldly Patreon feature, which I don't even know what that's going to be.
Yeah, it's actually quite kind of spicy, not gonna lie.
My Destroy Undead goes up to CR3.
Yeah. Look, getting more ready for things. But if you liked what you saw, we also have a Patreon where we started making a bunch of cool stuff for 5th edition before they tried to take our OGL away. We made D in December where we have 7 now subclasses, 4 races, and 1 subrace. One of them being Calicinder, what his subrace is. It was very, very much so done a big collaborative writing project between myself, Raf, and Cade, and we will be, unfortunately, I plan to get this done much sooner, but unfortunately work is just fucking me right now. So there will be a big PDF of all the D in December stuff coming shortly, but you can get all the individual PDFs on the Patreon if that's something that interests you for just $5, one off. You don't have to do it every month, obviously, but you'll lose access. So if you do it for 1 month, just get it, download it. Very cool. Other than that, there's other tiers on the Patreon for battle maps, which we haven't seen one in a while, but we will start seeing some soon. And behind the screens notes, where I talked about various bits like kind of people that would be in the Feywild prison, and some other spoilery stuff, like how I thought Anna's death, kind of the good old respect on Cade's name for staying in character. But other than that, I don't really have too long to fuck around. So I am going to dip now. We will go ahead and raid out. I gotta check who we're gonna raid. We have a raid command thanks to Jen for doing that for me after the last time. I completely forgot the last time. So if someone wants to put the raid command in chat. Oh, God.
I would like to apologize to everybody who had to deal with that shit just then. I
Just,
apologize to everybody.
This is our apology for the general Svein for the rest of this campaign.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and raid Arrow because we've been raiding them a few times. It's also D&D category is pretty small today. So thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. We will see you next time. Bye.